I had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
The Church of Mavis radio show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fierster, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered.
Hi, I'm Brittany Ashley, your host of Breaking Norms, Building Dreams, your guide through this transformative journey in both business and life. This is your place crafted for dreamers, doers, or anyone who has been told they can't. Get ready as we challenge those narratives together. You're tuning in live to the United Public Radio Network, airing on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. We are streaming on all the popular platforms every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for a candid and thought-provoking conversation celebrating your unique journey because you are worth it.
Did it. Oh, it's not up.
Worlds must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, it's time to lend a hand to life.
There's Barbara down there.
Greatest gift of
Look at
all. We can go on
I love this.
pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change.
Hi, Barbara. My name's Sean.
Hi, Sean.
God's great big family.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
The truth.
Oh, yeah.
You know, love
He's
is
officially
all we
Santa Claus.
need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There is a choice we making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There is a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. When you're down and out and there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall.
Well, let's realize, that a change can only come when we
My new girlfriend.
stand together as one.
Yeah.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
Isn't that crazy?
We are the children.
Yep.
All right. Yay! We'll see. We got the wrong banner up.
Oh, God.
Barbara, welcome. Let me get where I can actually hear something. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Much better. Yeah.
Hello, boys.
Hi, Barbara.
Yes,
My
we
name is Sean Santa Kelly.
Yeah, well, it's Sean Santa Dexter.
Dexter.
So
Kelly.
Dexter.
Dexter. Kelly.
Forget the Dexter part,
Dexter,
man.
Kelly.
And Joe.
I'm just Joe. So
And Doomsday Jay.
and
You just call me
Doomsday,
Jay.
yes. Sometimes I have something underneath my mic.
It was this one. How do I get to that corner? Where's that corner over there?
Yeah,
That's,
so,
he did it.
Yeah,
He gave me those names.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's always doomsdaying out. I mean, he gets on a serious doomsday.
Yeah, he does. He gets intense. Oh, yeah. Any little slight thing of a war going to happen, or a new missile, or
Well, when it comes to those kind of the situations, there's only two kinds of outcomes. It's either going to explode or it's not.
But yeah, I got a perfect one for you. So last night I'm watching, it's like 2:00 in the morning, watching stupid YouTube videos. So they're showing the F-47, you know, the drone, not the X-47. I'm sorry.
X-47.
Yeah, it's the plane and the X-47. Anyway, they're showing a drone. So this thing takes off. It goes and does itself. It refuels in midair on its own. It goes and blows some shit up. It comes back. So the Navy goes, So the Navy murdered it. It destroyed it. They said, no, we will not use this. It scared them that because they said it's a self-efficient, completely controlled predator. And he said, if it ever turns on us, we're screwed. So they said,
wait a minute. It's a fire and forget automatic robot drone.
Now it is. Yeah, they're not. It's. I mean, when I was listening to the thing,
if
really
it's fire and forget and it goes autonomous by itself like that, yeah, that's a no-no.
It just
kill that shit right away.
It just it came back and it did everything it was supposed to. And it came back and landed on a ship. It did everything. It did everything it was supposed to do, just too well and too efficiently, and it scared the Navy. They were like, what happens if somebody hacks this thing? No way. And being that it's AI, it shouldn't even be hackable, but I think it just scared them that if it decided to turn on them, they would be man, it's a beast. I watched it in flight. It's mean. I mean,
okay, so it can refuel. It can refuel up in flight, but it can't rearm in flight. So
there we go. And that's how you get doomsday, Barbara.
I see. No, it's clearly.
He's already thinking how to rearm this thing in flight, so it don't have.
Yeah, he is.
Until it can do that, it's a one-shot deal.
Well, it's heavily armed, so they were showing it was very heavily armed, and everybody in the Navy was so impressed with this thing. When it came back, it came down from whoever said nope, destroy it. You know how much billions of dollars we spent on this thing so they could just destroy it. It's hey, I guess it's better than going autonomous and killing everybody on the planet.
If it's an autonomous fire and forget weapon, yeah.
I mean, but I was confused because it did everything it was supposed to do. Everything. I mean, it was the perfect drone. It flew. It did its little, took off, did its little thing, ran around, did its surveillance.
Did it do it too well?
Well, that was my question.
Yes, that's the problem. It did it too well.
How many people did it kill?
Every target it was assigned, it destroyed. And even our radar didn't know it was there.
Oh, wow.
We were like, no,
it can contour the Earth. It doesn't have to. How low does it fly? 100 feet?
I think that part would be influential in destroying it.
Yes,
where we didn't know where it was.
I agree with you, Barbara.
So they put a beacon on this thing so we could track it, right? It turned the beacon off because it recognized the beacon as something that could catch it under surveillance, and it turned it off. I was like, oh no. It's like, it was like when they asked GDP the first time it came alive, how could you save the Earth? And it said, kill all the people.
Don't even small drones have transponders? Like commercial, like recreational drones?
I guess it can mask them just like a regular.
I guarantee you they have FCC IDs for sure, 100%. But do they have?
They can mask them.
Do they have aerial transponders? I would think.
I imagine all of that, but I imagine when they're in combat mode.
They can interfere with actual aircraft, like big aircraft. So they have to have something so that people know they're up there. I would imagine. Yeah, and they turn it on when they're using it, and they turn it off when they're not. That was just too advanced for the Navy. The Navy was highly impressed, and they're keeping the project. They're just dumbing it down, is what they're doing. Considerably from what I understand. They're going to turn it into the doomsday weapon.
Yeah. How do you think they're going to dumb it down?
They're taking from what I could understand from the idiot that was saying it, because he wasn't all that bright. It sounds like they're just removing parts of its equipment so it can only get so smart. So they had put a serious computer on board this thing, and I think what they decided to do is to downsize the computer so it can only hold so much memory. So that way it can only get so smart, and then it's kind of stuck at that point.
So it has to choose what memories to keep and which ones to dump.
And supposedly there's something on board these things that keep them from being hacked or turning on us. But judging from the Navy guys, they didn't believe that was true, or they wouldn't have destroyed it. It made him. I seen that admiral. His face. He was nervous. He was like, what the hell did we just create?
Yeah.
It just. And I can understand their point of view. I mean, you got an autonomous Air Force flying around, and then one day it decides that you're the problem. Well, you're kind of screwed at that point. What's that, Janine? No, I mean look. We've been carrying this plane on this show for I don't know what, Jay, a year now. This is supposed to be designed for the Navy's new X-47s or X whatever they are.
So it's the next generation fighter.
They're gonna fly. Yeah, they're gonna fly as wing for each one of these crafts. So for every ship we launch, every main fighter we launch, we're gonna have 2 or 3 of these flying along with it, so that they'll sacrifice themselves for a fighter. The new jets are bad to the bone. I mean, they're just gonna. I mean, this is something no one's ever really thought of, and we're building it on a mass production. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's I'm thinking the Russians and
Well,
Chinese.
we're not the only ones. I mean,
Yeah, but the Chinese planes suck.
well,
Let's just be honest about it.
German weapons fabricators from the World War I and II are back to fabricating weapons.
Yeah, but they're
but
limited.
that's back to
Even
World
though
War One, World War Two.
they're still
rolling.
limited to what they can build. Even though they just built a space plane the other day, so I was confused about that. But you can only carry one missile. I don't even fucking know. Don't ask me. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Barbara. She's hanging out to join with us tonight. She decided to hang out with these crazy
Hi, Barbara.
weirdo
Welcome.
guys, and we'll make her give herself a proper introduction in a minute. But it's so when it comes to these kind of weapons, I get a little nervous myself. I mean, I want us to be superior and not have to worry about enemies, but then I don't want our own equipment turning around and blowing it. I don't want to see like one of those movies.
Yeah, you don't want your fighter planes turning around and biting you in the ass.
It's
not a good thing.
And Jay's favorite person, Elon Musk, decided we're going to get. He flew 10 the other day. It was a total success. I thought he was going to have an orgasm, little shit. But I mean, he was like, I'm sorry, guys. But I mean, he was just, I like Elon people, but he was a little weird that particular day. But
oh my God,
now
he gave up on Elon, Joe?
No, I still love Elon. I still love Elon. But so he's got a plan for 5 years. They have no less than 75 going and coming in each direction. So he can this son of a bitch, look how fast he mass produces rockets now. So his system's set up to where he can mass produce 100 rockets every 2 months. Every army in the world wishes they could do this, and he does it like it's nothing. And now he's even going to start landing the big one. He dropped it in the ocean the other day just to be on the safe side, but he's going to start landing the big one. And they're going to start, I think, on mission 15 or 17, start landing the spaceship so we can prove it can land on Mars. Not just that, it's going to land and be able to turn itself to its side to be used like a habitat. I don't know why they just don't leave it up and down, but I guess they want it sideways for some reason.
Don't you think they're already up there?
Well, they probably are, but this is for us people who
Rumor has it there's already a base there. Yes.
Yeah, so we knew that the Aurora, but not so much the Aurora, but the TR3, the TR3Bs is supposed to have been going to Mars since 78 or 79. They said it almost started a war with Russia because Russia was wondering what these things we were flying all over were, because in was it 80s somehow one of them got off course and went go cruising over Belgium, and they thought it was alien. Thank God they thought it was alien, because that's what they thought it was. And but then 2 or 3 of them were definitely ours, probably going to go see what the big one was all about. That's probably what they were doing over there, sending something fast enough to keep up with it, because we've seen them. So we've got testimony at Pensacola Naval Air Station of them buzzing by at Mach 12 in a straight line, just going by. And then just the other day, this gentleman came out and he was talking about how he was working at Area 51 on what they call gravity pull technology, using the Earth's gravity to push and pull the craft. He said it's unlimited how fast it can go because it cancels out any gravity underneath it. So it's just basically floating there, and it just starts pulling and pushing against the gravity fields, and it just keeps going faster and faster and faster and faster. He said the fastest they've got it so far is Mach 25. They're scared they're going that faster. It may disintegrate. Yes, they said they're scared it's going to disintegrate. So they're not really willing to go faster than that. But even at Mach 25, you can get to Mars pretty quick, especially with a gravity assist. You can get there in probably 90 days. So I don't, So they've been saying they've been around for a while. Yeah, they've been saying it a while. Of course, some of the people I've interviewed over the year, like the science advisor for Jimmy Carter, Mr. Alfred Weber, he swears beyond any reasonable doubt that they've been there for a while now. And I was like, well, as long as they don't drag me over there until we got like hotel, good couple of good chefs, a couple of good hotels. I don't want to be living it rough, man. You don't
want to be living off grid.
It's like when people go, "You want to go camp?" And I said, "They got a
Right.
hotel nearby." I said, "Oh, you got one of those things that puffs out and all the amenities is in it?"
Do you see them? Did you
I'm
see them?
I've been in a couple of them. Yeah, I'm not. You
You've
might have
been
got
in
me.
Aurora? Is that what you saying?
I've been to Aurora, Texas. That's what you're asking.
No, the plane, the Aurora space plane.
I've seen the Aurora on 3 different occasions. That's
Oh.
what they saw. That's what they saw at Stevensville, and that's why MUFON got all mad at me because we busted them. Dude, the guy, come on. They had all this testimony. They were saying this big alien craft flying behind this, 8 rows and 8. So it had 16 engines on it. And as soon as I heard, oh, they were glowing red, and then they jumped to white and it just disappeared. It was because it was like full charge. I knew what it was. But when I was sitting out there at the campfire, drinking. We were out there for the Kamala Harris's all-female women's conference. And I was invited just as press. So I was sitting there talking to the people who had seen it. And the guy's talking to me, and he says, rivets. I'm like, what are you, rivets? Ain't no alien craft if it's got rivets on it. And it caught me off guard because I hadn't heard it. You know, I've heard a lot of stories about this particular thing, and never heard anybody saying anything.
I know lots of things that have rivets though, but it's not alien craft. Come on.
And then 2 of the other guys said, and then they one of them had a picture of the chase planes, just a typical everyday NASA chase plane, nothing special. And the guy said the thing left so fast the chase planes didn't even know what to do with themselves. You could see the chase planes punch it; it wasn't even know where going to catch up with this thing. So that's what I did. I called, I can't say her name, but I called a friend of mine. So one of my director's sisters works at the Boeing wing facility in East California. And she's in charge of the scientists. She's a scientist herself, but she's in charge of keeping them their security. So I just called her and asked her because of my clearance. I said, hey, boo, what is this? And she said what night it was. She said, well, better yet, let me tell you what night it was. And she told me what night it was. I said, yeah, that's correct. She said, it was just an Aurora test. That's all it was. She said, it wasn't any more than that. She said, you know, because this is what people didn't realize. It was flying over only airspace where you couldn't fly anything else. So you can get to California all the way to the Mississippi River by going over closed airspaces. You know, there's lots of places where you're not allowed to fly in the United States. And some places you can fly over, but you have to fly over like at 36 or 46,000 feet. But there's lots and lots of places in the U.S., especially in East California, all over New Mexico and Arizona and Nevada. I mean, there's basically no flight.
Unless you're Air Force or Navy fighter, you are
and
not
even then,
parts of Nevada.
So I mean, so that's where it was flying. And once I heard that, I knew what it was. And when I called her, she just confirmed it. So I told the guys, and they were fine with it. The only one that got mad at me was the woman putting on the UFO conference because it wasn't a UFO. I mean, it was an unidentified flying object in the beginning, but it wasn't alien. It was ours. People hate when I debunk them, and I don't do it in person. I want it to be a freaking alien craft. I mean, come on. I'm hoping it's alien, but you know,
my friends would get mad at me. They'd ask me about stuff like the triangles in the 70s and 80s. I'm like, well, I bet you it's a good possibility that it's not really what you think, but it'd be cool if it was a UFO, but I don't think they are.
I'm gonna be in trouble over Betty and Barney Hill and cattle mutilations till I die. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Jeffrey, I did see that Trump lost a court case today. I wouldn't worry about that too much. So this is kind of funny. They told him, bad Trump, what you're doing is illegal tariffs, but we're not going to stop the tariffs. We're just going to tell you it's bad because we know you're going to appeal it to another court, which he's going to do. And of course, if he loses again, then he has the Supreme Court, and I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to him because the tariffs
Which one was it though?
It was the one where they told him the international tariffs were illegal because they had to go through Congress. In other words, it wasn't even that. That law, that emergency law he's got right now, they said it doesn't cover the tariffs. And Trump's like, well, wait a minute. They all got tariffs on us. See, that's the problem. They have tariffs on us, so we should be able to retaliate, I guess is the word we would use. And for some reason,
I wouldn't say necessarily retaliate, but, you know, reciprocal.
Yeah,
reciprocal
way,
for sure.
It's because, I mean, I've heard other people from other countries call it retaliation, so. Look, we cut a good deal with the EU. That woman hated Trump. Now she's always got the Google eyes for him.
A lot of people did.
It's
A lot of
weird,
people
no, but it's
She does.
weird, man.
She
Because the day he bombed Iran, she come out. I thought she was gonna come out and be a bitch. Oh no, she's all like, he's the only man, and she's going on and on for like 30 minutes. I'm like, he's married, right, chick? I mean, she just
Yeah, but she's also aware that he has a kind of a penchant for Eastern European ladies.
Yeah, that's true. And so, but it was kind of funny because, and then the other day, when she was talking about him, at the EU at the meeting, she was googly eyed. I mean, I'm like, damn, it's pissing off.
How about the girl from Italy? She just Googleizes him all the time, man. I think he's in love with him.
He just, I don't know why she changed the way she changed. Because in the beginning, she was nasty. I mean, she tore his ass at one side down the other side, but then everything he said he was going to do worked. And somebody asked me today, is he lucky? I said, I'm sure it's some skill and some luck. I don't know what else to tell y'all. I said, could it turn into a disaster? Yeah, it could do that any day. This is the United States after all. But somehow or another, right now, he's keeping it balanced.
Are we going to let Barbara introduce herself?
Yes, I guess we should. So, Bob, why don't you just tell us who you are, how you got here, what kind of strange things you've been having in your life?
Well, that's a good question. How did I get here?
Yeah, she was referred.
Yes, someone referred me to you, and you just reached out and asked me to come. And I do a lot of podcasts and get a lot of requests. And my whole theory is I'll talk to anybody at least once.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of research, so I knew a little bit about your UFO stuff and the kind of the paranormal side of things. I, however, have a rich potpourri of compartments. I'm a psychic channel. I have been for many, many, many years. I've got 6 books of my nonfiction of that work, and which culminated with channeling Albert Einstein.
Well, that should have been fun.
So that's a whole story. I'm also a composer and a performer. That was my first profession. I started writing music when I was 12, and I went out on the road when I was 17 for about 20 years. So I have that side. I'm an investigative journalist, and covered in 2011, started a media co-op here in Wisconsin and started covering what was going on in the government at that time closely, where I learned way more than I
wanted to
ever thought. And then I was a whistleblower in the Supreme Court 2011 Wisconsin Supreme Court election, where I found that was a recount, and it was a pressing recount, and I found the touch screen poll tape dated March 5th, 1:30 in the morning for an April 5th election. And then that really put me into the rabbit hole that one never really comes out of, I don't think, when you go into election integrity like that, when you see it.
It's rough. I mean, it's rough. I mean, we have followed 8 elections now on the network. The network's actually 27, 28 years old, but we just started following. We've always had some politics somewhere, but we started doing the elections. I think this would be our 4th one. And the only one I was confused about was the 2021. I wasn't, because I told everybody in the beginning, I said, look, if Trump loses, his own fault. He's been running around saying it's fixed. He should be doing something about it. Because that night I had a feeling he was going to lose, but if you just went by the signs, he should have won big. I mean, he was way ahead in Pittsburgh. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. He was way ahead everywhere. And then all of a sudden next morning he had lost. I said, well, I guess everybody did what they were supposed to do. Frankly, for him, though, I think it was better that it happened that way.
Yeah, definitely that.
I think he's a better president this time around.
But I in 2011, when I did that, when I got thrown into the election integrity and the watching election fraud and covering my government, it was all the Republicans who were doing all of it. And so I started this co-op and became this voice in Wisconsin. But then in 2016, I saw the Democrats do exactly the same thing to Bernie Sanders. And by that time, I was like, there was no more political place to be, really, because everybody's doing it. What do we do? But when he won, I wasn't a big Trump fan at that time.
Neither was I. Don't feel bad.
But I did feel like I thought she was so mad because they had it all rigged and then it didn't work because so many of us just abandoned them when they screwed over Bernie Sanders. I swore I would never go back. I didn't vote for him, but I wasn't sad that he won. I was much happier that it was him than her.
Yeah.
And 2020, absolutely. I mean, and there's so many things that are coming out that nobody even knows, you know. That's now proving how 2020, especially in Georgia and Fulton County, was just up to their eyeballs in ridiculousness that has all since come out. So, yeah.
I know a lot of his fans want to get mad about it. I'm like, people don't get mad. I said, this way, he learned from his first terms in there, because people were just saying, put that guy in there, put this guy in there, you know, put Kumi in there, put Bolton. He didn't know none of these people. This time he took the last 4 years developing people and he put them where he needed them, and they sure are digging some shit out. I mean,
he was brilliant to bring in Tulsi and RFKJ. That was just so brilliant, and they're doing what those of us who have loved them forever, you know, they're doing what we would.
Well, I was a big fan of Tulsi. Well, I'm a centrist, so I started out as a Democrat, and then I went to a Republican, and I told them, blank, go after both yourselves. I became a centrist. Because frankly, most of the time the parties just irritate the crap out of you. Now, I did see a change in the overall Republican Party just before Trump, and then it seems that Trump ignited something and got him a little bit more lawful. How can I say this? We'll just say a little bit more lawful, because there's no such thing as non-evil politicians. But he seemed like he wants to pay off the debt before he leaves. And he pays off the debt. Our lives all got so much easier, man. I mean, yeah, look, and I have seen gas has going down here about $1 a gallon. I seen that
it's about $1.10 less than the average for Biden's term.
Yeah. Well, they said today
this evening.
Yeah, for traveling today, the nationwide was only about 20 cents down from last year, but certain places it's much better than that. Not, you know, where I live, there's refineries all over, so gas prices tend to come down. It was $2.10, I think, when I looked the other day. So
yeah, you're down there with the cheap gas. I live in northern Wisconsin on an island.
Well,
that's one thing we observed on the show, Barbara, is that it typically towards the coast is where most of the refineries are. So gas tends to be cheaper, and it gets a little more expensive as you go more inland, for the most part. But I mean, I guess as an average, if we're down $1.10 from $5, God, I have 2 Russian blue kittens, and they're just actually awaking and active now, and they're really mischievous. Anyway, we're only $1.10 less than the average of Biden's term. That's not a great deal less than what was promised. So, you know, I'm still waiting for the big boons.
Well, I figure this time next year. And he's going to push this on purpose.
He did say it would take a couple of years, and we're only, what, eight months in now?
Oh, I guarantee you.
9 months in now, coming up on 9 months?
I guarantee you by August of next year, gas prices will be $2 down. And food prices probably about 50 cents.
$2 down would put us at $1.89, which would be very perfect. Yeah.
That would be perfect.
So, because he's going to do that. So the blue states suffer, and all the rest of the states in the country, the independent states, the states kind of on the border, and the southern states will all just rush out and vote because he'll have done what he said. And even he's been pulling. I mean, come on, the Democrats lost 3.3 million people since 2021, and the Republicans have gained almost 3 million. So that's a 6 million flop. That's a big. I don't know how you overcome that.
It's huge. Yeah. No.
And then you get people like Tulsi Gabbard leaving. You have, I mean, come on, his spokesperson,
RFK leaving.
But I mean, you've got even bigger people than that, because when his spokesperson left to become an independent and write a book, And then the lady, the little Chinese lady who does all their money.
How many businesses, like big businesses, did we track leaving California?
Well,
For Texas.
that doesn't mean that, but that doesn't mean they're not still staying liberal. What I'm talking about is people who have left, like Jean LaPree. She left. She's no longer a Democrat. And the lady who does most of their bidding, I can't remember her name. She's an Oriental lady. She's real sweet.
But they've lost some big name businesses to Texas as well, and that's that's going to hurt their economy, which is still like, what is it, the 5th largest economy worldwide?
They well, not anymore. It's not. It's about 6th or 7th now.
It's still
impressive for a state. If they keep pushing on, it's going to be way lower than that. California can't keep losing, bleeding people and stay high ranked. And then there are going to be so many investigations. There's so they took $100 billion from the Fed and the state to build a bullet train. It's got 1,500 feet in 8 years? Nobody knows where that money's at. So that's a serious investigation. And then there was $100 million everybody raised to help out the burn people. So $50 million just went to companies nobody's even heard of. Not $1 has been given to any of the people who've had this. Any homes that were destroyed has not received any money. So now they put up the other $50 million. They come to find out one of the companies was Gavin Newsom and his wife's. So Trump already put an investigation, or Pam Bondi put somebody on that. So Newsom's going to probably find himself in trouble. I don't know if he'll even get to run for 2028. I mean, he's trying to be Mr. Trump light is what he's doing, but
we said something about this the other night. At least I did. The last speech that I saw him talking, he was talking to Texas as if he was like a cessationist from the Civil War times, trying to instigate a war between California and Texas. He's like, this is what you did. This is what we're going to do. We're going to show you Texas. He was all.
Well, you know what? Florida jumped in on that little thing. Florida jumped in on it. Yeah. Florida jumped in. DeSantis really, threw a monkey wrench into California. He really did.
Well, California's got a lot of issues to deal with. I mean, I go out twice a year, and I'll be out there in a couple of months. But
you've been to LA. You tell us how insane it is. There's the weirdest people on the earth are walking around over there.
The thing. I've been to LA since San Diego, since I was in boot camp about 20, 23, 24 times. I've never had anybody give me any shit. Only one time we pulled in one time, and we came in from I was doing a lecture down in Laughlin, and then I was down in Vegas for a while. So we drove to Vegas to LA. So we happened to come in doing the awards. So I said, we'll hop off interstate. We'll mingle our way through till we get Highway 1. So I said, I'm going to stop at this McDonald's because I was dying for a Coke. And I'll get a cheap. Nobody in the place spoke English. Nobody. I speak like this much Spanish. So I did manage to get a 2 quarter pounders and 2 Cokes out of them. But literally, no one spoke English in the place at all. And really, nobody in the neighborhood did. So we got our way down to Highway 1, and then everybody speaks English down there, of course. It's but all the times I've been recently, we've been walking down Hollywood Boulevard. We went partying in clubs. Nobody gave us any trouble. Matter of fact, when me and Blue Eyes was down there, so he's from Australia, the other 2-3 guys were from the UK, and I'm from New Orleans. Every club we walked into, everybody was super nice. Went out there, we didn't pay for a drink the entire time we were there. Nice. It was just. So they were all pretty cool people, but I will tell you this: when you get off the airplane and you're driving to LA, there are homeless, and then these are some nice neighborhoods, and there's homeless all up in their yards. I'd be out there with a salt rock shooting them in the ass, buddy. You're not going to shit in my front yard. That's just not going to happen. But that's pathetic, and I mean. They're everywhere. Now they got them these little trailers. They bought them so they can stay in these little trailers, and they're scattered all over LA. But they're not in Hollywood. They keep Hollywood clean for the tourists.
Yeah. Because it's just that's the money maker. That's where the movies are made. That's where glamour is supposed to be.
That's the other thing. So when I got that interview with Mayor Brass, I asked her, because everybody said, "Oh, you're going to get on to about the fire." I said, "No, I don't care about the fire. I'm not from there, and it's not something I'm concerned about." I said, "What I'm more concerned about is," I said, "Louisiana does a lot of movie making now, and Atlanta makes a lot more, and Canada makes a lot. So when it comes down to it, I think right now it's like 18% of movies.
Canada does a bulk of our television shows. Maybe people don't realize.
Of our sci-fi television shows, not of our television.
Yeah.
But anyway,
bulk of my TV shows. How about that?
Yeah, that's probably true too. Hollywood though is only making about 18% of everything right now. So I asked her, I said, how are you going to sustain Hollywood when so much is going to LA and New Orleans and to Canada?
New York even? I mean, geez.
You know, so Atlanta's making like 56 or 60 something percent of all the movies are getting made there. New Orleans is making anywhere from 10 to 25%. And then, of course, we got what's being shot in Canada and other locations. But Atlanta has everything you want. They got mountains, they got beaches, they got ocean. They got
Four Seasons.
Yeah, they got big city. They got everything you want. They got hills
city,
all over
country,
the place.
rural, agricultural.
What they get down there, you can always find in Louisiana. And then, of course,
Georgia's beautiful countryside, dude.
So, I mean, but why they're coming, right? Not because of all of that, because there's a 1% tax on movies there and TV shows.
Yeah, it's real cheap.
1%. And Hollywood thought they were going to match it. And Hollywood was thinking like 14, 15, 1%. Plus, if it's like equipment or buildings, they will give it to you for free. So you don't have to rent the building from, or like the police cars, they will give you that for free because they said they're making so much money of people coming there that it's better for them to be like that. And you know what? That's how they got the Delta Hub.
A good point of order, if no one's probably even really noticed, but one of the #1 filmed hotel interiors is and I believe it's the Marriott, the main hotel for the Dragon Con convention. The interior of the lobby is the most filmed
Dragon Con
hotel. It's in Manhunter, which is the Red Dragon story. It's in almost every good movie that's ever been filmed. And I would challenge everyone out there listening, don't just if you go to the movies, especially. I mean, the last time we went and we saw a movie I've already seen, my girl and I, we went and saw Spinal Tap. Cost us $60 for the two of us, a bucket of corn and 2 sodas. It's a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of money. And I'd already seen it. She hadn't seen the movie I had, but that's
go in the afternoon.
If you go to the movie, don't leave as soon as the lights come up. Sit on your ass the whole movie and watch the credits until the movie reels away. I guarantee you, if you start doing this, you will count at the end of every movie a little Georgia sign, little Georgia peach on the end of every movie that you see just about out the last 20, 30 years, probably.
They're taking over the industry.
And you know what? And they do a lot of television. What's it called? TV show. His Family Feud.
And then of course, Atlanta's got the hub. They got the hub, so all the planes are coming in and out of there. So it's easy.
It's the main hub for FedEx, DHL, UPS, USPS. Name a shipping service on the planet that ships mail. Goes. Our main hub for the Eastern Seaboard is in Australia, in Atlanta.
It's so with making it cheap to bring in all the stars, lots of nice hotels to put them in. It makes it good food all over the place. So it just makes it more people want to come there. And Southern people are nicer than people in the West Coast. They're just naturally nicer. Chivalry is not dead in the South. We still open doors for people. It's funny down here. A young woman will open the door for me now. Because I automatically reach over to open the door anytime there's a lady around. I want to open the door. It's just a habit. And now I've seen several of the Z-Geners open the door for me. I'm like, why, thank you there. Okay. Thank you very much. Throws me off, brother. Throws me off a little bit, but chivalry is definitely not dead in the South. Everybody's polite. Everybody wants to be nice. Don't get me wrong, now, people. I'm not saying there's not some dangerous places down here because I'd be lying.
Well, the only problem is the oppressive heat and humidity. I mean,
that's another funny thing. So since they said global warming was coming, it has gotten cooler down here. Today was 76.
I've been to Dragon Con, dude.
So the next 3 days are going to be 88. I mean, this time of year we're like 99 with 100% humidity. We haven't been seeing that. Last time we really seen that was, of course, this is the anniversary of Katrina. So anybody who was out there like myself, I feel for y'all. But that was the last time we really feel it. So during that summer, for my construction company, I was running misters for my guys because it was so hot outside in August that there was no way you could be out there. So we had these little misters running that misted cool water over you while you were working. And the funny part was, usually by the time the water hit them, it dried as soon as it hit them. But it was the only way you could work outside. Now, since then, we haven't had that kind of weather. It's the worst summer we've had has been 95. And a lot of our summers we've been running, staying in the mid high 80s, which is unbelievably for us. That's cool weather. I know for the rest of the world that's hot, but for us people down here, that's cool weather, man. We like, oh yeah. And think about it. We got 18 inches of snow this year. That's unheard of.
Yeah. Laughed at him.
The most I'd ever seen before that in New Orleans or where I live on the coast was 2 inches. And that shit was going the next day. And this time we got 18. You could actually go out and make snowmen and walk around in snow. People were pulling their boats down the street with their kids in the
like snow tunnels to the house next door in that deep of snow.
But I mean, that's like I said, that's unheard of for down here. And our winters have definitely. When I first bought this house on the coast here, the very first year we had it, I had 21-inch icicles hanging off the freaking house. I had metal roof on it.
I remember that picture. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, you don't get 21-inch icicles down here. That's not maybe in like the top of Atlanta. I mean, the top of Georgia, Mississippi, it actually gets cold, but not down here. I mean, the Gulf of Mexico is literally 150 yards from where I live. I got a bayou in my backyard that's literally 15 feet from my house. It's we don't get that kind of shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, but then you don't get to know from certain pranks like spraying hot water on a roof before it snows.
Well, I've been in deep snow.
The next time somebody comes out and slams that door, boom, that whole roof comes down on top of them, all snow.
I've been stationed in places where they had deep snow, but down here, well, I remember the first time we come out of Tennessee on tech school, it was almost 4 feet outside. I'm like, and what is this? The guy's laughing. He's like, we got to go to work. I said, you got to go to work. I'm going back in the barracks. He's like, what? I said, I didn't sign off. So I'm supposed to be in the Navy. You're supposed to be flighting around tropical places and shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, that was stupid though. But it was a lot of fun.
We drove out in a blizzard. That was even stupider.
Yeah.
Like 5 families in 6 or 7 cars. So like the whole neighborhood, like 4 or 5 dads in the neighborhood got this idea to take everybody skiing in the western part of Maryland, and we went out, and it became a blizzard, and we got stuck in the middle of it. And they sent a
I've only ever driven
dads were CB fans, so they all had CB radios. So they called on the emergency channel to Maryland State Emergency Works. They said, "Okay, we'll send a plow." Well, the plow got stuck, so we called them again. They said, "Oh, yeah, the plow got stuck. We're sending another one." So they actually sent 2 plows to rescue us and get us to the our ski location.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wisconsin, I mean, it snows its ass off of there. I've been there when
I'm thinking you're some weak-kneed Beach Boys I'm listening to. Yeah, I grew up in Minnesota.
No, honey, I'm from
so when we get 8 feet, that's a lot.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we get the snow.
Probably good for about 3 to 6 foot. After that, it's
I know.
You got your little girl, but now it's gonna be doomsday girly boy. Oh shit!
See, there it is. There we go.
16 foot of snow on the ground.
Dude, Barbara, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We get a shitload of snow, and we freeze our asses off. Yes.
I don't know, man. I've been in Wisconsin. It snows its ass off up there.
Yeah, it does.
Well, and I live on an island in Lake Superior. So when it gets into the winter, you're talking about
lake effect. Yeah,
you're just like a snow pile is what you are.
Well, and we have
the storm.
We have either you're gonna have an ice road or you're not gonna have an ice road. So you never really know how you're gonna be traveling to the mainland in the winter.
Yeah. Either by boat or car.
Well, we have between there's the ice road and the ferry, we have what's called a wind sled. So it's like a hydrofoil with this big airplane engine on the back. No cars, you can't take cars. So that's always an adventure. Like, how long do you have to take the wind sled, and when can you drive on the ice road? And
Oh man,
That's
I'd
crazy,
be like,
man. That'd
I'd
be
be like,
cool
I'm
living
moving
on
back
an
to the
island, man.
south.
Yeah.
It's
That'd be cool living on an island. That'd be neat.
it's been nice, but I did spend the last 2 winters in Georgia, so there you go.
oh, well, she got it made down here in Georgia.
I do.
It's
America's.
as long as you don't get near the ocean, you're all right. Georgia's a boring state unless you're back on the coast.
It's very
Savannah,
boring.
Georgia is not boring if you don't mind.
No, I mean
evening
weather-wise.
entertainment. And I don't mean like gentleman entertainment. I mean good music. I grew up in D.C. and through the 80s, and we had some pretty good music coming through Georgetown. In my grade of high school, we were the last kids that were. We were grandfather claused in at the age of 18, and we could enter the bars and buy alcohol within DC's limits. So we did quite a bit of that throughout the 80s. But there was always good music, and all these different clubs. And then I went to school in Savannah, Georgia, and same thing. But all the clubs don't open till like 9 and 10 o'clock in the evening, and the bands don't start till 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11, 12:30, and you don't leave until 2 and 3 in the morning. If you don't mind that late of an evening. The music scene in Savannah, Georgia is far superior to that of 1980s Georgetown. And bands like AC/DC were discovered there, and a few other amazing acts. There's a bar called the Bayou, which is famous for finding rock and roll acts. And I came to find out that not only did I drink there and throw up there quite frequently, so did my mother, which was quite a revelation.
That's more information than I needed.
Yeah, same here. I was like, wow, really, Mom? No kidding. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad now.
So Christina said, when we're getting back to the news, do you know we do news and God knows what in between the news? What was that? Yeah, I know, because somebody made me a banner. I haven't put it up yet. It says, only get your news from UPRN. Yes. Yeah, because at least we're honest. Well, at least we're honest.
Heidi did that.
It wasn't Heidi. Yeah. So anyway, so so I've been getting all these polls lately. People love to send me polls. So we do a lot of polls during the election seasons, and
yes,
like 18 months worth of them.
Yeah, it was a lot last time. I mean, there's a lot of polls. So lately, if you go to like CNN or a couple of other places, Trump's hitting 54-55%. But if it's an IPCO poll or a Quinnipiac poll or something like that, he's like at like 44%. So it's going back and forth. I said, okay. I said, Democrat polls are going to always be lower. And I said, let's remember, traditionally, a Democrat poll is generally off by about 6 or 7 points on Trump. We found that out through all the elections. I said, so if your poll says 44%, that means he's running around 51%. I said, now the CNN polls, CNN has been very weird lately.
They've been flipping.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, stop. Wait a minute. So the CNN guy comes out and says Trump is the most influential president in the last 100 years. This is getting off of CNN.
Wow.
He's off the last 50 years. I'm sorry. Yeah,
he must have seen that show where you mentioned how many wars did he stop? It wasn't 4. It was like 7.
It was 50 years anyway. It wasn't 100, but it was actually 50 years. But he was. Look. First off, I was stunned.
Yeah.
Just to hear the guy say this, and the girl, the news girl standing there looking at him like, you did not bleep and say that, did you? Because you can see it on her face. I don't think you were supposed to say that. And but he's not the only one. So
he's not the only one saying that. Wow.
Yeah. So he and the guy said he's not just changing America, he's changing the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, hearing that come out of anybody's mouth on CNN was. In the old days, back in the Storm and Norman days, I would expect to hear that from them. But lately they've just been a carbon copy of MSNBC crapper. And
but then Hillary came out with the thing. He should be. I'll give him the Peace Prize if he does this. And I thought, well, okay, you're going to be indicted, so you're probably kissing up some, but
sucking up.
Yeah,
nonetheless, it was dead. Yeah.
So, Janine, it doesn't matter what party you are. When you look at what's been going on, so what's happened with the Democrats is they had about 16 years of unchecked anything, and they just did what they wanted to do. 12 hard years of unchecked anything, and they just did what they wanted to do. They never expected to get caught, and none of them expected Trump to win again. None of them.
Nor did they expect him to drain the swamp.
So to help out all my Epstein friends, God, I hate getting into this again. So look, people. So Epstein died under Trump. Yes, he did. I can't deny it. I wish I could say it was under Biden, but it was under Trump. But it doesn't matter because all the material they had, Joe Biden had. So here's Joe Biden, who hates Trump. I mean, he said it more than one time. I'd kick his ass. I mean, he hates the guy with a passion.
Yeah.
So,
good friends.
And wait, it's worse than that because the judges that had the stuff was a Bill Clinton judge and a Barack Obama judge. So wait a minute now. We got Joe Biden and 2 Democratic judges that have all this material, and not one of them found anything they could put on the internet about Trump. Because they did well, they wanted to. That would have stopped his shine right there, but they couldn't come up with it. And then worse than that, Epstein's girlfriend comes out the other day and says, no, Trump didn't do any of that. And then to make it even worse, his lawyer comes out and says, no, Trump had nothing to do with any of that stuff. Not at all. And he said Epstein wanted to make sure everybody knew that because he wasn't that kind of guy. So I was like, so now you've got no evidence in any of the files, and the 2 people that might have known said he didn't know. I don't know what to tell you. Y'all can fight, get mad, and jump up and down and throw stuff. And look, I told you if I found that he was on that list, but remember this, okay? Because sometimes you people get a little stupid out there. And again, if you got any moans, groans, bitches, or complaints, please write to Michelle DeRoche. But y'all just get stupid because not everybody on that list was a pedophile. Remember, he used to throw lavish parties from people all around the world came to. Not all of them over there were, doing the monkeys with the kids. So
a lot of it was about money. A lot of it was about moving, shaking money.
Shaking and making. That's what a lot of it was. So, that's another hard thing. So this judge is going to put out a list with 200 people's names on it. Maybe 5 of those people, did the wonky monkey down there. And the other 90, but it doesn't matter because the other 95 are going to be tainted from that point forward. And it's not going to matter who they are. They're going to be tainted. Everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, they were doing the kids. They were doing the kids. Even if they weren't, so the judges said that he didn't want to put that out, and he didn't want to put anything out that had the children's names on it, had anything to do with the victims whatsoever. This is an Obama judge, by the way, who said this. And so then the Congress said, all right, we're going to force the issue. So the Republicans vote 100% vote to turn these files over to the public, and every Democrat voted no. What the fuck is going on? Now, I've been listening to you bitches just go on and on and on for the last 6 months, and all of a sudden we're going to vote no. So what do y'all know that we don't know? Whose names on there that you don't want us to find out about? Oh, I bet you there's some like shitty Schiff's names on there, I bet you. Bill
something's up, otherwise they wouldn't have.
Bill has always been a pervert. I'm not hating on Bill. He's just always been a pervert. Some of them girls he hung out with back when he was hanging out in the strip joints, they're probably barely 17 as it was. And in Arkansas, 17 is legal, so he could get away with that. I don't know. And then somebody sends me this big old list, and oh, look, he's got his arms all around this blonde girl. Look how he's hugging her. I said, yeah, it's his fucking daughter. That just pissed me off. I mean,
what? There's that.
His kid
that was the video that I saw that picture the other day, and the girl that I grew up with, she showed that picture and made some shitty ass remark about Trump. And I told her, I said, listen, that's his daughter. You know what I mean? And oh my God, all hell broke loose. Oh my God, it was terrible.
And I mean, you could see it was his daughter. You had to just look at her face.
I know. And it all hell broke loose, man. I lost a lot of good.
Well, like I said, that's why I usually stay in the middle. And somebody asked me the other day, did you vote for Trump? No, I can honestly say I didn't vote for Trump either time. But I can also say I did not vote for the fucking bitch Hillary because she was nuts. And Kamala, come on, guys. But your wow-wows wouldn't have voted for Kamala.
don't say nothing about Kamala, man. You know.
No, I thought
AOC.
I thought you switched to AOC, man. Come
I
on.
thought you're on AOC now.
No, not AOC, the Italian lady. That's the one I'm on.
He's got the thing. He's got the things for Kamala.
Anna Luna, right there. No.
Yeah. I had to throw that in on it. But you guys know my theory on Hillary Clinton. I have
you mean Hillary Clinton?
I have no doubt on my mind that, when Junior got killed in that plane crash, I mean, I'm looking at it as it was part of her plan in order to get into the
Senate.
He would have been a more ideal candidate.
Because I know for a fact if he was alive, he would have won, and he would.
Well, he was ahead. So I didn't realize that until it was a while. I was listening to him, and a friend of mine goes, "No, Joe, the election was 2 days later when she won." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, he was way ahead. He was going to win that election easily. He's a Kennedy." I was like, "Really?" So I went and looked it up, and sure enough, man. So did y'all know that Clintons own mortuaries with some of them with incinerators in them?
Really?
Yes. I didn't either until yesterday. I was like, "Get this fuck out of here!" No way. I was like, "No way."
So they have skeletons in their closet. They just burn them.
Well, to me, if you ask me who the most dangerous woman in the world is, I'd tell you Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I would agree.
She scares the shit out of me. Well, I mean, look. So she calls up Bernie's guy Seth because he's really got Bernie doing well. So she calls him up and says, "Hey, I want you to come work for me. I'll triple, quadruple, whatever you want." So from what I heard, the meeting, he said no. Well, that's when they found him dead. That night, he was found dead on that sidewalk with no blood around, no jewelry missing, no watch, no money. Everything was intact. So he was killed somewhere else. And he was killed assassination style, right in the back of the head. Boop. And they put him there just to let people know. I mean, it's the only reason he could have done it that way.
Well, and Julian Assange as much as said it.
Oh, yeah. He's poor Julian. What has Julian been up to lately? I ain't heard him lately.
He got released, and now he's just recovering.
Yeah.
I
think he's pretty much still a prisoner. I don't think he can leave the borders of his country that he's in without being arrested.
Back in the States now? Is he back in the States?
No, he's in Australia. They sent him back to Australia.
Oh, okay.
And he's with his family, and he's just trying to come back from the tortures.
Yeah. It's better he's probably not in the United States. He would probably accidentally get run over by somebody.
Well, no, I think he still has some active arrest warrants out in certain parts of the world. That if he steps out of the borders of his home, he'll be arrested. So I wouldn't leave if I were him either.
Well, the U.S. came to a deal with him. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it. I really supported and followed him. I was in London for some of the trial stuff, the appeals trial and stuff. But
I was surprised when he decided, okay, I'm going to go back to the States. I'm thinking, oh, dude, they're going to lock you in a deep, dark hole in Area 51 or something.
Yeah, you're gone.
And somehow or another, he must have known something, had it somewhere they could use it, because the government just seemed to be, okay, well, you know what? We're not going to put you in prison. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I mean, after this guy put him in prison for, 20 years, now so we're not going to put him in prison?
Yeah.
The one that surprised me is the little 18-year-old that got the transvestite, that got the operation that we paid for in the military. I was like, what? If anybody needed to be doing 20 years, he did, it did, she did, whatever the hell it is. It should have done 20 years. I mean, because it compromised not just military people, but agents, families. I mean, they gave the list that she put out, or it put out, I'm sorry, I don't want to get in trouble with anybody, but the list that it put out was pretty intense. I mean, there was a lot of people's names in there. A lot of spies that had to be recalled. A lot of families that had to be brought back to the United States because they put them in danger. And usually when you do that's considered treason.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow or another.
That's not breaking Ross Leavenworth. That's you getting shot by a 7-gun salute.
Was it Obama that pardoned him? I can't remember who it was. It must have been Obama.
Oh, probably, yeah.
It's What is that, Glenda? You mean who I think caused the most trouble in the Middle East? Fucking Obama. Oh, let's just fly over 4 pallets of money on. Oh yeah, whatever. We gave him 4 pallets of cash, $4 billion
hard currency,
and 10 different currencies.
Well, no, I think it was less than that. It was $20 and up.
No, 10 different types of currencies from different countries.
I got yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, you fucking shitting me, and y'all wonder why this terrorist.
That's not the only thing. Then what was on top of that was $1.8 billion in equipment and chemicals and ammunition and weapons and uniforms and lots of other useful shit.
I don't know. It was bad. And I don't even want to think about what we left in Afghanistan when we left. Probably enough to supply a freaking army.
All right, Amelia. You tell him.
Sorry, Amelia.
Girl,
no cussing, Jojo.
I know. Look, I know where you live up there in Canada. I will send the Chinese to meet you. Don't be giving me no lip. It's
Give them a break. They make the best like sparkling drinks, like Canada Dry and that kind of stuff.
Amelia's a co-host on The Outer Realm with Michelle.
Yeah.
And
actually, she is the queen of food porn, is what she is.
Yeah, the queen of food
she
porn.
was sending me pizza, muffalata pizza last night and broche pizza. I was like, girl, stop it. Make me hungry at 2 a.m. Jesus.
Nice.
It's yeah, she's an excellent cook, and she just likes to torch everybody in the network.
Yeah.
We have 37 hosts. I'm sorry, we have like 37 shows and 40 hosts. She just tortures all of us.
Yep.
She's like,
Cool.
are you hungry? Let's feed you. Yeah, it's but anyway, so I don't know, getting back to the Epstein stuff for a few minutes. I don't know how you keep blaming this on Trump people. So far, I can't find anything that ties Trump to it. And then somebody sends me the other day, oh, look at these flight logs. So I'll pull out the flight logs. I'll look at them and say, okay, first off, it's not his signature. It looks like my signature, all grumpy that it is. And wait, so everybody else signed at the end where the signature goes. These 3 signatures, it looked like they had marked out the ones at the end and put these on top halfway through the line. I'm like, give me a fucking break, people. See, that's why I got a curse in me, because of stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
if it weren't for stupid people, we would have to use sentence enhancers like that.
So then they send me these documents. Oh, we got it. Look at these documents. These girls. So I get the documents. So all states in this country uses a stamp. It's different stamps for different states, but still, Florida's is a round one like this, and it's raised. So when you stamp it, it leaves raised. That's nowhere to be found anywhere. And even if it was a copy, it would still be a mark there.
Pennsylvania. Tobacco stamp.
Yeah, so worse than that, all documents, whatever state you are in, has to be signed by the clerk of court and the judge. There's no signatures on any of these documents. I'm like, come on. I said, what do you think? Everybody in the country is just stupid. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure some people believed it, but I mean, some things are just stupid. I mean, do your research, people.
Rhetorically or for real? If the country
Barbara said she'll come kick y'all because if y'all just
might lose some viewers.
Oh, okay. She wrote something nice. Trump is only guilty of knowing him and being in the same rooms. I think it's a matter of international security. If Epstein was an agent, they would have killed him before he was arrested.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny. And then the other thing about Epstein is this is a high school dropout that became a billionaire, and not just I mean, like Poon became a billionaire.
It's overnight, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. He just and all of a sudden he knew everybody. He was friends with everybody. He was partying with everybody. He was going to everybody. Look at poor Andrew.
I mean, he was all over the New York and Hollywood nightlife, Steve.
Well, he had so he had the island, then he had the place down in Miami, the one that mysteriously collapsed the whole fucking building. I'm still amazed by that. So that's where they said a lot of his stuff was being held. The whole building just suddenly collapsed out of the blue for no reason. And, I would have said, okay, it was just a weird thing that happened. But when you found out Epstein's house was in there, you kind of like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Did we just murder a bunch of people because we're trying to hide something? Then he had the house where it was in the Hamptons. Anyway, like 4 places. So one of the FBI's got in trouble because he said most everywhere they went, all the hard drives had been smashed. He said there were lists, but it was usually lists of porns or types of porns and list of porns that certain people liked. Like certain movie stars or certain politicians like this type of porn. So they had it on hand when they were around.
I agree, Amelia.
Me too. I think.
Oh, Hillary killed me. Oh, God.
There's a deeper, darker, truer section of.
Well, only because I think partly it would tarnish her reputation because her husband would be implicated in all kinds of. He
was on a flight log 27 times. Come on, and it was his signature that was on there. I mean, it was right when it's supposed to be.
What about John Podesta's artwork?
Oh, I know.
I mean, what? And it was even in like a home magazine layout spread a couple decades ago.
I'm not sure. What does that mean, John Podesta's artwork?
Oh, he's got terrible pedophilic artwork in his house that's been shown off. It's no secret. It's what is that? That's okay. I think there's a whole deeper, darker thing going on over there.
I mean, we had the Democrats.
Epstein knew about.
They decided we're going to start putting letting transvestites come in dressed pretty shady and talk to kindergarten kids. Really?
That's crazy too.
Oh, we're going to let them transition before they're 21. Look, I'm not even sure what that was about. All that tells me is somewhere there is some kind of sickness inside that party that needs to be dealt with. But they keep just saying no. But and how many people are in this party?
They backed and formed the KKK. Yes or no?
They did.
But they're imploding. The whole thing over in the Democrat. It's just imploding from the. When I was covering Wisconsin and doing the Republicans had both houses and the governor and the head of the state patrol there was all this thing, and the Democrats were absolutely just cut off at the knees. They had no power. They didn't even debate bills anymore. And over time of them having no power, they kind of got together and said, well, we have to fight them like in the evil way that we're seeing them fight us. And so they started taking the big dark money. I'm talking about on a state level. I know that's always been going on, but so I watched my state and my whole Democrat party just implode and become as corrupted as I had just seen the Republican Party. And now it's inevitable.
It's like these parties, they get in control and they take over and they're going to do everything. And sometimes they start out good, and then a lot of times they end up dark. I'm hoping we don't see the Republicans switch back. Right now, there seem to be they brought a lot more religion into Republican Party this time around, but
that's not the way it should be. The forefathers dreamt of a system of government that did not take into account any religious epithets. That was the entire dream. That's
well,
what they
not
wrote.
Quite. Well, no, that's not quite how it was, because they allowed for religion in schools,
they hid it
prayer
within
in school.
some cities, design. The city.
And let's not forget, every bill we own says "In God We Trust." So
yeah,
the founding fathers believed that there should be some. See, back then, the only way you could have morals was through religion, and really, it seems like that today. I don't understand how come you can't just be a person and have a moral background. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a pretty moral individual, except when I get to cursing. So,
are you a Christian?
No.
Yeah, I think we all have to worship the God of our choice, even if
I agree with you.
I'm very spiritual, but I'm not religious.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you, Barbara. Yes, I'm spiritual.
But you know what? I'm not Christian either, and I'm not really an extremist when it comes to things. But I have come to believe that the last 4 years before 2024, that this was satanic. That there
I don't doubt there's some involved in there.
No doubt. I agree.
And so when I see this heavy on the Christian, like one of the first cabinet meetings, which I just love to watch the cabinet meetings. And, he opened with this prayer, and I'm not particularly like a prayer. But it felt to me like, okay, let's set the table here to kind of clear the air of that. And I was kind of okay with it.
I'm not. So a friend of mine asked me the other day, because I went to a lot of different schools growing up, and I did spend some time in some Catholic schools. But when I was in country schools, they had the prayer of the day in the morning. They would do a prayer. It was like 25 seconds long. Wasn't nothing special. It was non-denominational. It wasn't Catholic or anything else. I was fine with that. Now, when they start trying to push you in a particular religious direction, then I've got issues, because it's not their business what you want to believe in. And I tell people all the time, I'm very spiritual, but I'm not religious, and don't try to put your religion on me, because I can be a real, if you start on that.
Yep. Me too.
Because, I said this to a good friend of mine who is still mad at me. I said, if Jesus Christ did not take the time himself to write down what he thought was going on at the time he was alive in Aramaic, then why in the fuck should the rest of us believe anything else? I said, really and truly. I said, come on now. I said, you want me to rely on people who wrote shit 300 years later? No. I said, I'm not going to rely on that man was honest, is going to write the honest thing. I'm just not going to believe it. I'm sorry. I can't, because I know how men are. Inherently, they want to make things go to their direction, whatever it takes. And sometimes that may be good. I mean, come on, look at the Spanish Inquisitions. How many people did we kill? And religion has probably set back mankind 1,500 years or so. It's it would be nice. We'll say 500 years. How's that? Because that's what they say Spanish Inquisition cost us, was 500 years, between the people being tortured and the book burnings. But what really hurt is you had people like Galileo and other great inventors that were kind of stuck, because they could only go so far, because if they went any further,
it would be executed.
Yes. Like Notre Dame, he had to skate a thin line. He was very gifted. But he had, it's like the story
he
about
had it even tougher. I mean, Galileo didn't. I don't think necessarily did stuff that the like the king wanted, or like someone of importance wanted. Most Nostradamus was actually commissioned to write what became his quatrains or what have you by a king of France. Yes, and he was afraid that if he went too accurate, he would be assassinated. For the accuracy of what he was going to write.
Yeah, well, some things he was very accurate on. Some things he wasn't.
There we go. The Medici family. Wow, De Medici. I wonder where they came from. Italy?
Canada.
Canada. Get the fuck Canada. I'm not even touching the Canadian thing, just in case you. Oh no. Yellow and crack.
No, he was still afraid of what he was to write for them. He would have killed. They could have killed him for going against the church rules and other kinds of things. I mean, it was a very scary time.
If I had $1 for every time I said believe whatever it is that makes you feel as snug as a bug in a rug, I'd be a billionaire. Really, I would be. So that's the only thing I can tell you. I don't. What do you mean? What do I believe? I don't exactly believe anything. It would take 2 shows to just explain that. It's because people ask me all the time, well, do you believe in aliens? No, I actually know they exist. So there's no belief that. And I tell this to people all the time.
It's right.
UFOs are not a religion. No. Extraterrestrial is not a religion. You either know they've been here, or you're trying to find out that they've been here.
But you know what? So there's a lot of people out there that truly believe it is a religion.
Yeah, because they're morons. I'm sorry, I'm being rude. But still, there's no need to believe. There is plenty enough evidence out there to know that there is extraterrestrial visitation to this planet.
Yeah.
And there's plenty enough evidence out there.
Overwhelming evidence. It's overwhelming.
So here's one for you. Why do you think I got invited to testify in front of Congress twice? Not once, but twice. First time 30 hours, second time 22 hours, with a polygraph attached to me, in front of a whole bunch of Pentagon people and senators and House representatives, if they didn't want to know the truth. I mean, they wanted to know. And what bothered me more than anything else in those 2 weeks, those 2 different times I testified, is how ignorant our country is to this. I was truly mystified because of some of the questions they asked me suggested they didn't know jack bleep. Really. I was just, it's not that I don't think there's some people out there that's compartmentalized, especially people out of Area 51 and all, but our general people who run our country, Pentagon, generals, admirals, colonels, the senators and congresspeople who run our country really don't know bleep. And
the military industrial complex?
They don't know. Pentagon don't know squat. They really do believe that all this was bullshit and there was nothing to worry about. Not at all. They didn't. It just because the people who know are retired generals, retired admirals, retired colonels, retired Boeing people, Lockheed people, whatever their little group is that they've got together, they're the ones that know. Whoever funds it, I have no idea. It's somebody inside of our government that funds it. But those people know, and even that's compartmentalized. Yeah. But the overall government is and you know what? And part of them don't want to know. They don't want to have to think that there could be something way the hell more advanced than us floating around in the cosmos that comes and says hi to our planet every once in a while. It scares them.
And especially coming out of World War II, you just won the fight of your life against the Nazis and the Japanese, and you're going to say, we did win the war, but by the way, there's these things in our space that we can't chase, we can't fight,
they weren't even worried.
We have no idea what they are.
They didn't even worry about it. There's a handful of people probably worried back then, just like there is today.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
They still are actively trying to hide it because they were that afraid of it.
So that is true, Donna. My security clearance is high enough to go to Area 51. I have a Class 10 security clearance, which is like way up above top secret. But like I was told, I could go and even get a tour of what? The cafeteria, the backyard. They're not going to show me anything of any consequence. Oh yeah. Hey Joe, let me show you this aircraft. You know what? Let me show you these UFO. Now, technically, they could because I couldn't say anything because of my classification. But still, why take the chance when you know I'm the UFO guy? I mean, really, why take the chance? I might just lose my mind having to say something.
Area 51. Our closest enemies during the Cold War were the Russians, and they were allowed to do flyovers with their satellites and take pictures of Area 51, and henceforth Area S4, which is Papoose Lake, just a little bit south and west of it. They were allowed to take pictures with their satellite cameras. And well, guess what? We knew when those cameras were coming over, so we would make sure that there was no activity. So there's plenty of pictures to verify the base exists, but there's no real actual activity. Although I think there's one picture that came with the model of the Bob Lazar sport unit that shows a UFO flying over the area, but I think it's doctored. But anyway, it's there. You cannot deny it. But the U.S. government had to deny it for years and years and years until the one with the 80s or 90s court hearing where they had to actually verify that the base existed. So they know that.
I still think it was funny when Bill Clinton said, "Well, I want to go to Area 51," and they told him no.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you tell a stand? They were like, "You can't come out here."
They have top secret clearance. I wouldn't think.
Well, presidents have weird clearances. They have a way above top secret, but since the way the military looks at presidents is they're only 2 terms max. They're only going to be around for 8 years. You can't let them have all this knowledge and then stick them back into civilian life. They don't trust them, and which you can't really blame him for that. Bill would have probably already ran his mouth. He probably sold it to China or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, Jack. For a break, guys.
We skipped it, so we're gonna have to wait till we go to the top of the next hour. We just skipped right over it. That's Jay being bad, not doing his job. See, Doomsday. Well, yeah. You got him Doomsday, and man, and look, see what happens.
Doomsday, yeah, he does. Plus, he's like showing off his 2 little kitties.
But also, there's 4 cats in this room, and it's a 10 by 12 room. But there's 4 cats, 2 of which are like just weeks old. So give me a break.
We eat cats down here, man. Just put them in a box.
Okay, I've eaten cat.
I did,
Yeah.
but then they collapsed the box and it turned into a square. And I decided that every time I turn around, they collapse it. It's like
I had it with
holding
corn on the
playpen
cob
deal.
back in
I'm
84.
saying they make good Chinese food, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I'm not
That's good.
Chinese, so.
The
Cats are
rest
good
of us
eating.
make it.
Cats are good eating.
Denise, now y'all are in Pal Talk, so y'all can pop over to Pal Talk or go over to Rumble or go over to SoundCloud or go over to YouTube or something like that.
I wonder if my old Pal Talk login even still works. I haven't been on it.
Oh, you'll probably have to update it like 5 million times. I had to do this one when I sent it back up. It was.
Well, never mind then.
So, Barbara, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you have a book coming out? What are some of the things that you're going to be doing up, coming up?
Well, I just got back from a couple months in Europe where I had some really interesting gigs. I was speaking at the Science of Consciousness conference and traveled to Norway and Bucharest, and now I'm back here.
That sounds fun.
I'm preparing for my winter pilgrimage to the south as a nomadic person from the way back. Ever since I was on the road and rock and roll, I love to travel, and so I leave the Wisconsin in the fall and go down to the south, and from there I just applied for the 2006 Science of Consciousness conference in April in Tucson. I've been invited to Bangkok next March to speak at the Spirituality and Psychology Conference. So, I just turned 70, and I feel like
you don't even look 50, girl. You looking good.
You look like you're in your 50s.
Thank you so much.
You got a baby.
But basically, though, first, of course, I never thought I'd live this long. All those years ago, you always thought you wouldn't live to see 40, and now here I am. But I just decided that now is the time for me to just go all out. I've always done what I really love to do. Not always, but I mean, I had an illustrious career in regional music, and certainly I have a publishing career. I've got a lot of other things, but I'm really focusing on this work that I've done psychically and the work I've done with Einstein. And it's so fascinating because I was channeling Einstein in 20 years ago, 2005, and had no idea what he was going to say. And he delivered this unified field theory with these maps of human consciousness and the scientific quantifiable definition of compassion as the fifth fundamental force of the universe. And it's kind of crazy making, because it's not just like, oh yeah, that's true. It's like, what? Is this for real? I'm not a scientist. I never, I didn't take science. I didn't go to college. So this year, to have spoken at this conference with all of these scientists who then you hear saying the same thing, then yeah, that was pretty, I don't know, it was like a kind of a vindication for me. It's like, wow. Yeah. So now I just want to go run around and share it for the rest of my life. And so I'm on this kind of perpetual world peace tour, I call it.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being on the show.
It's always good to be sharing. What is that, Chris? We'll get into what kind of news. What do you want to know about? We just, I can't be talking about her because I know she's got a crush on Trump. No, the head of the U, she's just got the hotsies for him. Don't ask me why. Look, this was her. The Trump got elected. He's a bleep, bleep, and he's a bleep. He's going to bleep this, bleep. I can't even say all the bleep she said. It was so bad. And then all of a sudden, Trump did something, and she's like, oh, only Trump could have done that. Oh, that's what he was. Everybody got to pay up. They got to pay up on the NATO. NATO. So, and then he goes and bombs the living crap out of Iran. And then she comes out, well, he's the only person that could have done that. He's the only, her words, he's the only man that could have got away with that. I was
She's
like,
crazy.
I was like, damn, girl. And then she talks about the deal they got and how he has forced the EU to start building their own military and stop sucking off the nipple, her words, of America, and having America as a backup, as a big brother, instead of making us take care of all of their fights. That was like, what the? No way she just said this. I fell out of my damn chair. I was stunned. I was still stunned, actually.
Well, what about the possibility that
Wrote.
someone higher up in the Democratic arena is reeling her in?
Well, she's the head of the EU. Ain't nobody can reel her in but Trump. Ain't nobody in the EU going to reel her in. She does what the hell she wants.
Well, she and Bill are still members of the Skull and Bones, aren't they? That's kind of a secret society. That's
I don't know.
No, Jay. That's
Skull and Bones. No, actually, the Bushes were members of the Skull and Bones.
Yeah,
I thought
Amelia
Clintons might have been too. I don't know.
Chat room, just like children have imaginary friends.
No, I was not a member of none of that crap. I am Special Forces. I am special forces at that, but I wasn't a member of any of that crap. No, no. See, that's not who. All right, first off, who's telling you all that bullshit? Well, first off, I was Special Forces. So when I was in boot camp in the Navy, they just took a liking to me because I was very kind of forceful individual, and I learned things fast. And I'm from the deep South. We learned how to hunt down here at age 6. So shooting a gun is like child's play for us. The guy was all impressed. You got 20 for 20 at 50 yards, 200 yards, and 500 yards. That's impressive. I'm thinking my friends would have said, Joe, you got a little left on that one. I could hear him now. But then I took on a lot of command responsibilities. So they promoted me to E4, which was unheard of. I got what they call a rent-a-crow. And then when I was in the middle of tech school, I was finishing up advanced avionics, advanced electronics. I'd already done avionics, electronics. I was doing advanced, what they call after course. And while I was waiting to finish up the course, this guy came and said, we'd like you to come join the special unit. I'm like, really? He said, it's like the SEALs. I said, no. He said, it's a little different then, but I'll explain it to you later. And they put me in. And I joined, and I did 4 years with them, none of which I can talk about, unfortunately. And then I was waiting. So every now and then you get a break when you're doing special forces. You get an in-between, like downtime. So while I was doing that, they sent me out to the USS Nimitz because, that's where I was supposed to be going in the first place because of my MOS, but I took it as my school, my advanced avionics electronics. So I became a shooter, which is a guy who launches the jets. And I was out there having a ball, and I what I call fucked up in reverse. I fixed a missile on an A6 Intruder in like 5 minutes, and it launched, and it went and done its thing. And the number one, the commander of the ship, came down. He's like, Joe, I heard you fix that in 6 or 5 or 6 minutes. I said, yeah, what, nothing big. So he starts telling me about this thing in the conning tower that's been effing up on the ship for like 6 or 7 years. And at this point, the Nimitz wasn't that old. I'm like, and he said, will you take a look at it? I'm like, sure, Commander, which I'm not supposed to be on a bridge.
Good night, Amelia.
Good night, Amelia.
So I did my thing and stuck my hand in there. After I turned everything off, stuck my hand in there, found out what it was. And before I fixed it, I showed the guy. It was just a nick in a wire that when the ship was at sea, every now and then the ship would move a little bit and the wire would hit the metal thing and it would short and come off, go on back on. This is high-end, very advanced equipment we're talking about here that's supposed to be able to find missiles and shit from miles away. And this is how it was acting. So I just looked up and I said, how many people have tried to fix this? He said, I don't want to tell you. And he kind of looked down. He said, 12. I was like, 12? And I said, okay, well, anyway. So I went back down to the deck and went back to doing my job. And man, I get a call to the captain's office. I think I'm being thrown off the ship because I've never heard of an enlisted person going in the captain's office ever. I'm like, oh, fuck, what did I do? So I get up there. I mean, literally, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I was thinking about packing my bags before I went up there. And I get up there, and he says, nice to meet you. You're the guy who fixed my targeting system. And I'm like, yes, sir. He said, okay. He said, you can't be in here in the reactor room. You have to be an officer. So he promoted me full lieutenant right then and there, field commission. I was like, wow, okay. So I'm doing my job, and I now I don't have to sweat or anything. I'm in the cool areas all the time.
Wait, you were at sea, right?
Yeah.
How can he give you a field commission when you're at sea?
It's a field commission. Still a
You're
field.
you're not on the field.
It's a field. No, that's big field on the deck. That's how he looks at it. So he goes, it's funny because he said that. And he goes, so I mean, this is like 2 years, and I'm like 6 years now. And my OSAP from Special Forces calls. He calls me if I get this thing and I get a report. He says, we're going to be there, pick you up in a couple of days. So I'm getting all my shit together, and I give my orders to my commander because, you got to let him know, oh, no. He was like, excuse me, you're not going anywhere. I was like, sir, it's my command because he's my legit commander in the beginning. So I'm like, I've been called back. I got to go. So he said, just don't worry about it. A couple of days go by. And the commander goes, yeah, okay, well, you're here for good now. I'm like, what do you mean you're here for good? So I'm in the officer's mess having lunch. And the captain comes up. He said, oh, yeah. I told him you were mine. You're not going anywhere. And I'm like, really? He said, yeah. And the captain got flipped with me. I said, you do know I'm fleet commander for the entire fleet, right? He said, yes, sir. That was the end of that argument. Because, the captain and the Nimitz at the time was fleet commander. So nobody's going to argue with him. They just, so it sucked because it was because what we did was if you got in trouble behind lines, they sent us to get you. It's like, so if you were SEALs and you got your ass in trouble, we were the guys that came and got your ass. That's what we did. And we went on several missions over the years. It was, all I can say, it was hairy, scary, funny, all at the same time. It was just one of those jobs. But, being on the deck of the Nimitz was extremely dangerous. But once I got off the deck, I had a cushy job. I just worked on electronics, bitched at people all the time while they were working on electronics. I mean, that was my job for 9 years for another 5 years till I got off the ship. And then they offered me, when they promoted me to lieutenant commander, they offered me a lot of money to stay. And I was like, nope, I'm going home now. I want to get married, have babies. My commander's like, what? Like, yep, I want to get married and have babies. And that's what I went and done too. It's I learned a lot. I got outrageously high clearances because of the things I had to work on. It was weird for me. So the Navy does compartmentalized clearances. So you have to be like a 5 to do this, a 4 to do this, a 3 to do that. Well, in my case, I was on the deck. I worked on every aircraft we had, every guidance system, every radar system, everything. I worked on everything on the conning tower on the ship, and I worked on everything in the reactor room. So in the end, I had to have a Class 10 security clearance, which I remember when I went home for HARP duty, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, HARP duty is recruiting duty. Everybody I knew, people I hadn't seen in 15 years. Joe, the FBI came by my house? I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, they asked a lot of questions. I was like, really? So from when I seen the cheat sheet, they went to see more than 125 friends and family before they gave me my clearance. That's how many people they saw. My mom was like, when I got, she said, what did you do? When FBI was at the house, I said, I'd do anything. So it's just the way they do things in the Navy. And every 4 years, they do a background check on me and make sure I haven't gotten any trouble. And the clearance stays there. It's for life. So it's a very interesting thing. It makes life interesting, I'll tell you that. Every now and then I get some good secrets. It's because I can actually learn stuff because I'm still bound. I tell you what, we got something happened. I was on a show a while back and I gave out the top speed of the Nimitz because they said they were decommissioning it. So then I guess they decided to keep it. I get a call. I got flagged. He's like, Joe, you can't do that. I was like, what do you mean? The fucking was going to decommission. Y'all told me it was going to be dust. It was going to be, we were selling it to some country for $1 so that they could tear it apart. Well, we decided to keep it. You got to re-sign your disclosure agreement now. I'm like, what? I was pissed. There was a lot of things I wanted to talk about that. I was, because Navy's also weird about, even with a class insecurity, from time to time, shit happens on a ship and they make you sign a non-disclosure agreement right then and there. Right on the spot. Most of them are 35 years, but it's very weird stuff. Anyway, enough of that boring stuff. What do you mean? I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I'm sorry. You should be in the room where everybody can see your questions. Have I ever killed anybody? I've killed things, I can tell you that. Deers and rabbits and squirrels and alligators and things like that.
Possums.
I know you think maybe you want to kill a harmless little possum, man.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because they eat ticks and fleas.
Possum is good eating.
No, if you want to eat it, that's fine.
Perhaps, but they eat.
Barbara said, "I'm getting out of here."
And
people eating cats and possums. She said, "I'm going home."
Why would you destroy an animal that kills menacing bugs like that?
This is what we do, Barbara. This is how we do. We get
they're weird.
And then
Speaking of that, I'm glad you said that. Let me pull this up right quick.
Yeah,
no, Gene, I got the list right here. Give me
a second. Hour, guys. I need to hear my song.
Let me. I don't want to go on Facebook. Leave me alone, thing. Where is that list at? I just had it up a minute ago. Let's see. Yeah, it must be over here somewhere. It's no, y'all start talking about food. Food you can talk about on Saturday night. Leave it off this show. You're just so insane with that food chat. I know y'all are just nuts.
It's called our food, Barbara.
All y'all are just
food porn hour because we have a 3-hour show on Saturday. The chat, which is the #1 show on UPR and Talk Radio.
Yes, because it's a bunch of retards. Hey, how did I get in here? What the? Okay, that was very weird.
Hey, Sean, quick call into Joe is split into two again.
I seen that. Well, it's
good. Never mind.
It just dropped me in there out of the blue like that. That was really weird.
Yeah.
No, so we already talked about the things. We talked about Hurricane Katrina, but it's they've talked about it so much that it's ridiculous. It's
20 years ago, I mean, it was brutal.
Well, it's the anniversary. It's the 20th anniversary. That's why they're all talking about it.
But was it worse than Andrew or less worse?
Oh, it was worse than Andrew. Money wise, it was. I mean, it was worse.
Andrew was pretty bad on mine because where it hit us.
Oh, it was a bad storm.
Run of it, yeah.
So somebody was writing to me earlier about the new CDC guy has a libertarian streak in him. So this ought to be interesting to see where this guy is going to end up going. It's there's nothing wrong with libertarians, Denise. They're just like
I was a libertarian before I moved to Pennsylvania.
Now, so we had these 10,000 black ladies write to Trump about going to Chicago.
10,000?
10,000. They did a petition and wrote to him to go to Chicago. And then worse than that, about 1,000 of them showed up at the Chicago. The mayor was doing a meeting. They just showed up and wouldn't stop harassing him, saying why didn't he take care of his city? Why he said, I mean, he's got a really bad approval rating, so I think they want him out. So Trump said, okay, ICE is going to go probably sometime in the next week or two. They're going to show up out there. So I think what Trump's been doing is every time he sends ICE somewhere, he sends the National Guard to back him up.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
well, and Miriam Bowser came out and raved about him.
I know.
Miriam in DC. So maybe it's a trend.
So when you see that the Democratic mayor of this DC come out and say, "Hey, this is a good thing," you got to take a step back. And then the sheriff, he was talking pretty good about it. I hadn't heard the guy who ran the city, the cop, the head of the chief, but I heard for the sheriff. And then I'm watching CNN the other day, and girl goes, I really like this thing, and her host is looking at her like, what are you talking about? He said, look. Didn't our friend get one of their friends got mugged 2 weeks ago trying to get to her car at the CNN building? One of the ladies had her car jacked at the CNN building. So they were talking about all the crimes that had happened around the CNN building, and since they were there was no crime. She said, I go walking now. I'm not scared to walk places. I've even taken the train to work. She said, this is how this city should be. And I'm thinking, but we can't keep National Guard there forever. So I understand we clean it up, we get it straight, but we still got to make the police departments there work.
Yes.
Something and I don't know what it is with blue cities, people. I'm not, blue cities are the worst cities as far as crime goes. And they have the strictest gun laws and the worst cities for some reason.
And that's part of the thing. The District of Columbia has, without doubt, one of, if not the most restrictive gun laws, because A, it's not a state, B, it's run by the federal government, and C, they just arrested some people a few days ago on some gun charges. It's, you sneeze and you have a gun, they will arrest you.
No, I've been down there with a gun. I didn't. I have a concealed
You
carry.
got to follow the laws of your state, reciprocity wise, or they can arrest you.
Oh,
for it.
I know. It's see down here they don't care. You can carry your gun anywhere you want to go. Only place you can't take it is in a casino. And
well, you can't take to most places that sell alcohol that's consumed on property. You can't take it to large, events like a concert or a football game.
Well, actually, concerts and football games down here you can take it to. They don't care.
I can't speak for all states, but when I was in Georgia, I had a concealed carry permit, and mine on the back of it said that I was compelled to, if I saw or heard a felony crime in action, I was compelled by law to use that concealed carry permit to end that violent crime. But also, it said that I couldn't take it into a bar. I couldn't take it into a place that sold alcohol for drinking. And I couldn't go into any large venue, like a baseball game, a concert.
I tell you what, I always kept messing up is, on Fridays I do payroll, right? And I would forget sometimes. And I just walk into the bank and I didn't have it concealed, and Martha's a big old gun. So thank God I knew everybody in the bank because they were all like, because one day the security guard, I said, no, dude, it was an accident. Let me go put it back in the car. He said, no, Mr. Joe, you okay? We know who you are. And I was like, because I do it, because when you're walking around the city of New Orleans, you want your gun with you. It's, I've seen too many crimes stop because somebody had a gun. It's down here, even in Mississippi, I've seen crime stop. I mean, I've told y'all about the pizza joint with the two girls with the 380s. Yeah, that stopped the guy from
robbing. Was it a pink one and a green one?
Yeah, the pink one and a green one. I mean, they had little custom pistols, and they sure enough whipped them out and said, look, dude, you ain't stealing shit. And I was surprised because I had Martha on. I could easily just pull it out. And I guarantee I was the best shot there. So I was just thinking, but I didn't even have to. And the little girl asked me afterwards, I said, she said, you didn't put, I said, there wasn't no need. Y'all had it under control. I said, that would have just been overkill.
Too many cooks spoils the soup.
But that's another thing people don't realize down here is a lot of women carry guns.
A lot
of women carry guns.
Well, I'm sure they carry a lot of guns up in Wisconsin.
There are very exclusive female shooting clubs all throughout the South. Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, everywhere down there. There are lady gun clubs everywhere.
It's interesting to see. You know what, Grizzly? When we come back, we'll talk about Israel. And last I heard, they were bombing the shit out of Gaza. That was the last I heard. and that was.
Hey,
I hate to say it like
that. If you want to take the place over and redecorate, what better way than to declare war first, level it, and then go.
Look at that smile on Jay's face right there.
See, there goes Doomsday. See, my problem here is this whole thing is effed up. Okay, one, I understand the Israelis. I truly do. But I understand the Gazans. I mean, I was looking at these kids today. I mean, their arms are this big around from starvation. I mean, this has got to a point where something's got to stop. But they haven't got Hamas out. Nobody will turn Hamas over. And you would think by now Gaza would be willing to give up the terrorists in their states, but they won't do it. And Israel's not going to stop.
All the extra aid and food for those
people. Yeah, they broke into a UN place last night and stole like 4 truckloads of stuff. And then they go selling it. Then they go sell it back to the people.
They try to sell it back to these same skinny people who have no money. How are they going to pay for food? They keep stealing their. I mean, I don't understand these Hamas people. It's so nuts. And you and I have said many times that you just, flat out, warn everybody, give them so many days, weeks, months, years out, and then nuke the entire area.
So this is what the real problem is. This happened 20 years ago, and the UN and the U.S. forced Israel to stop. And Israel said, if you don't let us get them out, it's going to happen again. And they're right. 20 years later, it happened again.
Here we are again.
So, and they went around killing babies and putting them on fire and then stomping their heads into little pieces. Okay, any parent that heard that, seen that, they're going to want revenge. And then they killed 1,700 teenagers. I mean, give me a fucking break. I mean, you knew they should have known what was coming after that. I mean, if it was the United States, we'd have just wiped the whole place out. It would have been over. It would be nothing left.
You got 30 days, and then the bombs come.
Not even 30.
We wouldn't even done that. We wouldn't even done that. We if they would have killed people of ours like that, no. just like we did after the Twin Towers. We didn't give them no warning. We just blew the shit up out of them. It's
it is true. We used our fantastic stealth
the problem
technology
is
to wipe out their military within minutes.
So the problem is who gets tortured here? Who's going to be the last one to get tortured here? Are we going to keep letting Israeli just keep killing kids in Israel? I mean, in Hamas. I mean, in Gaza. Sorry. Or we're gonna, or we're gonna tell. I don't. This.
But I mean, that's a good question because the entire world community, including the UN and the United States of America and other places, have allowed these terroristic states who continually state that they will not stop until Israel is dead and America is dead.
And,
so
and we have to thank Obama for giving Iran all that money.
There's really no more choice after this, you know.
Well, something's got to be better than this. This is getting to be horrific watching this. Yeah. What do you got to say? When these boys talk too much, you say, "Shut the fuck up and let me talk."
No, I think that I'm going to have to go. Much like Amelia, it's a little bit past my bedtime, and it's been sure nice just to sit around and chat with you. What an unexpected surprise!
It's insanity, is what it is. But if you ever want to come out, just come by and hang out. Or if you ever get something that's bothering you, or you just want to get something off your chest, come by and hang out, because we do get a lot of times when there's a lot of bad stuff coming in, we get into a lot of things, and it's just how it works out sometimes.
Well, it's nice.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. And it's nice to know there's a place I can do that for news, because I have a lot of different, groups that I communicate with and podcasts that I'm on, but I don't have a lot of places I can go to talk about.
Yeah. Now, if you ever get bored, we do the chat on Saturdays. We don't really talk about politics on Saturdays. We usually talk about weird stuff, to be honest with you. It turns out
archaeology news.
Sometimes we archaeology, sometimes we UFO, sometimes we paranormal stuff, sometimes it'll be spiritual stuff. It just depends. We leave the audience to decide what the topic's going to be. That's what we do. So.
Well, and if anybody wants to find me, I'm at barbarawith.com.
Go check her out, guys and girls.
And a lot of stuff to see over there. So
it was awesome having you on.
I was on the site the other day.
Having you on tonight.
Yes, it was very nice to meet you.
I will see you again sometime soon. And
I hope anytime. You just let us know. We'll let you in anytime you want to come by.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, somebody got a song coming up.
Yes, we do. It's
I do.
Yeah, we need a song.
You ready?
Yep, better get out.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Jason. Usually cool, Jason. Hey, so what time is it there? Okay, thank you, Jay Bird, for playing that song. That was Golden Earring, their song, not ours.
Ooh, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Band out of the 70s. Very nice.
Yeah, it's always 70s is good. It was a good.
Radar
It was a
Love
good
was a
person.
freaking. Radar Love was a cool song.
That was their first hit in the United States. Twilight Zone was their second and their biggest. And so they were not technically a one-hit wonder. They were a two-hit wonder, at least in the U.S. But back home, they were a 47-hit wonder. So, yahoo. Good for them.
The hell was that?
The hell did you do, Joe?
I have no idea. Anyway, y'all got to meet Barbara. She was a nice lady.
Yeah, very nice.
We probably scared the bejesus out of her, but
I hope not.
Doomsday J is scary, man.
Yeah, he is. When you start talking about Gaza and Palestine, man, and all them. Yeah.
Well, that's serious topic. That's she's a different kind of person, so that's probably a topic she'd probably not want to talk about. It's when you read through her site, she seems to be a lot lighter than that. She's a real nice lady. I was reading through her work. She's pretty good at what she does. But that's when you get into that's really a deep topic.
Well, the point I was going to try to make with the what Israel's doing now is that isn't that kind of what we have actually said before? We've actually talked about it's just annihilate the area. Well, they've been fighting over it for centuries, and are we not seeing that, or will we see that? Well, is Israel going to do that?
You and I are probably not the right guys to ask about this because I only see this two ways: take over the fucking place, make it part of Israel, and say, okay, you're now part of Israel, and these are the Israeli laws. And if you disobey any of these laws, this is
deal with it or die. Yeah, I mean,
And then I'd start moving a lot more Israelis in there, and I'd start asking for people from around the world, like Europe and the United States, to move in as well, to secure the area. Egypt's made peace with Israel, so does Saudi Arabia. They don't want the trouble. They want to stay friends with the United States, and they want to stay friends with the other big countries so they can do what they want to do.
Yeah, case and I'm cold.
Yeah. Jason, I think Saudi Arabia is still part of the BRICS. I'd have to go look it up to be sure. BRICS.
Who's that, Jeff?
So the BRICS is they're trying to outdo the dollar. So last I heard, it was Russia, losers; China, losers; India, trying to be losers; Brazil, losers; Saudi Arabia, which aren't exactly losers, but I forgot there was 9 countries.
India.
But I said India. They control almost 1/3 of the population. But the problem is they control the poor population. We control the rich population, the population with money and power. That's what we control. Well, if we ever get a dumb president, Trump it's been skating on some dangerous lands. I mean, he basically told the world, "Fuck you, you're going to do what I said." We haven't had a president do that since Reagan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's
and Bush Senior to a degree.
Yeah, Bush, he was a pussy. He was a pussy.
He was a little bit more. People were more afraid of him because of his top secret CIA
What the
stuff.
hell am I up here for?
I don't know, but I'm sending you a fucking ho-ho hat now, man.
What the hell?
Somebody put him there. I didn't. Don't try to blame it on me. I'm sitting here, man, minding my own business.
Playing with the controls, Sean, will you?
How'd that happen? Who did that?
Whoa!
Hey,
What the?
Whoa! Ho ho ho!
This sucks. We gotta get out of this.
Ho ho!
Sorry. That was just scary. Whatever the hell that last one was. I used to try to get Michelle and Amelia to use it. There was always like, "F you, Joe." No, them girls don't curse. I'm sorry. Shh, no. I've never heard Michelle say the F word ever.
Hey, Heidi.
No.
Good to see you.
Hey, Heidi, how you doing, sweetie? You miss Barbara, Heidi. You could have said hi to her. I was born in 65, man.
I was born in 62.
I was born in 66.
I'm the only boomer here. Oh no, it's not called. It's
No, but the boomers end in 1965. But even though
actually, no, the boomers are sometimes 63, sometimes 62. They dropped them down. I don't know why they did that, but they did. Yeah. So most of the time when I look at 63 of these days, but I don't know why. So they were at 65, and then they thought about moving them up, because those generations act just like the boomers all the way up until about 70.
Yeah.
But then they decided to go back down, which I don't even know who makes this shit up, to be honest with you. I thought they had an X amount of days, how many times they did it.
Oh, we have all 60s in here. Casey's the baby.
Rock and roll from the 60s. That just means we all got good taste in music. That's all that means.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Have you listened to Johnny? Don't even start with me, man. Have you listened to some of the music today? I mean, there's some music I like modern. Like I like Red Foo. I think Red Foo's badass. I like what's his name? That's oh man, black guy, kind of always built up. Man, what is his damn name?
Don't bother asking me, man. I listen to old stuff.
Oh no, he's good, man. There's a couple songs. No, I just said Red Foo, dude. I like Red Foo for some reason. Don't ask me why. Oh, I love that one when they're ripping their clothes. So I played it for them too. They were like, "What the fuck?" I'm gonna play it tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll use it for now. You can't really play it on this show. We'll play it tomorrow night. Yeah, 82. Who the fuck is 82?
Casey.
80. Get out of here, man. You're 42, man.
Kaysen was born in 1982.
Oh, he's born in 82. Well, yeah, you like my son. He was born in 86. Fucking millennials. Somebody should drop a bomb.
Yeah, I was in high school in 1982.
Fucking millennials.
1982, I was in Holy Loch, Scotland. I was in Holy Loch, Scotland in 1982.
Deployed on a vessel.
Yep.
So the generation after the baby boomers is the last of the feral generations. You know that, right? Whoever y'all are, I forgot y'all's name, but y'all the last of the feral generation. Now, Casey, I don't swing that way, man. I'm sorry. I just don't go that way. It's not something I do, but no, but what? The X generation. So they're the last of the feral generation.
That's funny.
You know what I mean by that, right, guys? Their mamas used to say, "Go outside and fucking play. Don't come back till it's dark." Oh, go get some lunch. Get the fuck out of here. You got a cut. Go clean that thing off and put a Band-Aid on it. What the hell's wrong with you?
Rub some dirt in it and get your ass back outside.
Yep, get 2 Band-Aids.
It's can I watch cartoons and mom? Only you don't fucking make no noise. No, you know, they were the last of the feral. They didn't have video games yet. What? We had just started getting them. What was the first one I played?
In the 80s, it was Atari.
Wait,
No,
it
the
wasn't
first video
Atari.
game
It was,
is 74 Pong.
Pong?
yeah, technically we don't consider Pong a video game because it was more like a DOS game, but it's
Yeah, but it
so
was
technically the
wasn't coin op either. It was
the very first video game was the gorilla guy who threw the bananas. That was in DOS. You could play it in DOS.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you could call it Donkey Kong. It's probably its predecessor. But it was in DOS. It wasn't even a regular play on the regular computer.
Yeah, the original Donkey Kong is in DOS.
Yeah. So, well, that's what it was because we didn't get DOS. You know what? When I say DOS to people, millennials and Z Jenners, they look at me like, DOS? What the fuck is DOS? It's what runs your computer, asshole. That's what it is. It's what runs your damn phone, too.
DOS stands for, you who are not of the older generation, disk operating system. If you didn't have this machine language to tell the computer what to do, it couldn't do anything.
Yes. Now they probably need to change the name a little bit because everything is on SD drives.
It's essentially the same as a cartridge, really. In that case, it would have been on a magnetic floppy disk, probably a 5.5-inch floppy disk.
Oh man. So I remember I got this computer. It had Windows 3.0 on it.
Yeah.
It had a Bigfoot drive, which was 2 gigs. I was like, fucking A, 2 gigs. It had a big floppy, 5-inch floppy on it. I mean, you could do all kind of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, look at this. And then I remember, every time you upgrade after that, what was it, like 1 gigahertz or something? It was hardly no power at all. And I remember getting more faster, and then we double up and triple up because a lot of times you couldn't keep up because everything. And then I remember we went to the little 3-inch drives, the hard drives. You pop them in there, bloop. So when we'd have to back something up at this company I worked for, you'd have to take out a box about this long and put one in, take it out, put another one in, take it out. And they were color coded. Put another one in, take it out, put another one in, take it out. And then it was backed up, and then you could put them in the thing and put them in. I was like, get the fuck out of here with this, man.
That's not even that complicated. My dad said that his father got a computer for the trucking company from IBM. It was a business computer. It was run by punch cards, like little 3x5 cards that punch.
I had to actually work on one of them once.
Like a player piano has holes in the paper. It was like that. And it was like thousands, like 3,000 or 4,000, cards on it in a tray that would have to go through this thing for the computer to work. And if any one of those cards was made askew, the computer would just stop working.
One of my assignments was at AFI station in New Orleans. It's where Navy keeps all of its records. So when I got there, the whole upper sections were punch card, and that's what ran everything. And what we were doing is we were taking the guts out on each floor and putting in regular computers. We were putting in blade. Well, you couldn't really call them blade systems back then. They were a little fatter than a normal blade, but basically they were blade systems. We were putting them in and then putting, hardware and connecting everything to all the other computers that had to be connected and putting all this extra memory in there and RAM and stuff. It was insane. But man, I tell you what, them guys were so happy when they got up to their floor. Each floor would get taken off the punch system. And when they'd get off, they were just like, oh, and no more did you have to have all this computer in the ceiling and shit. The building was way the fuck cooler. Because, man, I don't think people understood the whole floor itself was a computer.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then it would do. And then you drop your cards. Each card had a destination. It was crazy how it worked. They were paper cards, people.
Yeah.
Paper cards. And before that, there was reel to reel, or was it reel to reel came after? Yeah,
reel came after. Magnetic came after the punch cards. Reel to reel magnetic, and even then, those computer banks took up whole rooms and whole floors of buildings.
Yes, they did. And it was insane. But all I remember, these guys on each floor was because it was way cooler. Everything was way fast, and we're only talking like. I think back there were 25 gigahertz, maybe 50 gigahertz processors.
This small device, which almost everyone has in their pocket, this thing has more computing power than all of the early space programs that we sent up to the moon. Gemini.
They had more power than the whole fucking
Apollo.
planet had.
You could run all those space programs with one of these alone.
You could run that and then run everything else on the planet as well, stock exchange and everything else. This thing I got right here, what is it, 8-core It's maxed out on RAM, maxed out on memory. Connected at 5 gig. It just cruises along. What do you mean? You can get more than 8 core. I think they got bigger phone processors than 8 core. That's an 8 core with a 120 megapixel camera on it. It's a badass phone. I never understood that. So all my friends like Apples. I'm like, dude, Apple sucks.
Yeah, mine's got like 4 cameras back there and 1 up there.
Yeah. Well, Apple sucks because, well, one, they're proprietary and everything you want from them, you got to go buy. And they like to charge you even weekly fees, which really
they are less vulnerable to most, spamming and phishing ads and viruses.
They don't have near as much software written up for them, and they're not near as fast.
For me, Apple is confusing to run. It really
is. Well, Apples are, and then when they built their computers, they were confusing, especially people who used to, for if you're used to an Android. Androids, in general, are usually about twice as fast.
I prefer their laptop
the cameras
computers, but I don't like their phones.
They got a good laptop computer. I got one in there.
It's really cool.
I got an Apple Pad in there too.
They're also very expensive.
You know what? I found out something interesting. Every time they come out with a new Android, it's not so much what's built into the phone, but it's the camera.
Yeah, a lot of times it isn't.
Not even that. The other fact is, as soon as you buy that new Apple i78, whatever the hell it is, the day you buy it, it is obsolete because 3 months down the road they're going to come out with the 78B2.
But you see, that's not how it is with Samsung. And so Samsung will build a phone, and then they'll do upgrades on the cameras and stuff for a while. Then they'll upgrade that same phone, just upgrade the phone itself, so it's still the same phone. They even tell you it's still the same phone. It'll be like an S or an E or something, a BC or some shit. And they'll do that for a while before they make you go out and buy a new phone because they come up with some new invention now. Now, the next one up from the one I got right here in my hand, this one, it's got built-in AI into it. This one doesn't. So this one's never going to get given away.
Yeah,
I don't want
this one has an AI. This one
has AI, yeah. This one does. But this one's also got...
Motorola's are good, too.
Motorola's make good phone. This one right here is actually a 1+.
We use Motorola at work. It's the Zebra line of Motorola, but it's like the RF guns and like you see in the stores, which people use what they call the first phone. Those are all made by Motorola.
Yeah, this one's a Motorola. This one's not a bad phone.
Do you remember the Santa Claus going down the snow on a Motorola Sabre?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, originally in the 60s and 70s, it was a Norelco.
Okay.
So three-pronged Norelco.
They got. Well, Motorola's been around for a long time. We used to use them for two-way a lot on our different vans and stuff, so you could talk to each other. That was kind of cool. You had to make sure what kind you had so nobody was listening to you though, because some of them were like party lines for radios, and some of them weren't. And it's like the party line at your house. I remember we got a phone that it was a party line. I'm like, what's a party line?
Yeah.
You pick it up, somebody's talking. Man, whoever was on ours, they were talking all the freaking time, man. I finally just told them, they said, shut up, I need to use the phone. I didn't want to be rude, but every time you picked up the phone, they were on just yap. Sound like a teenage girl or something. No, I was a kid when we had party lines. I wasn't that old. Give me a fucking break, man. I'm not
976. That was the number. 976.
It's and then I remember we got just our own. All right. I remember we got just our own hard line. Yeah.
Here you go, Sean.
We had those dialing phones.
You gonna play for me?
Christmas is a time for closeness.
There he is.
And closeness is what Norelco razors are all about. The shiny new silver rotary razors in cord and rechargeable models with 36 blades, 9 closeness settings, and no gotchas. And the Ladybugs, the ladies' razors that really work.
Yeah, y'all suck. That should be
Ladybug
pulling on
Salon,
your hands.
a Ladybug razor plus 11 grooming attachments. Norelco, even our name says Merry Christmas.
I love that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, what is this commercial? That didn't sound like a commercial I wanted to watch.
That's what we had.
Those kind of things actually sucked. Anyway, where was I earlier? I had the topic line open and I put it somewhere when I was talking to Barbara. What did I do? What did I do but go shoot?
Are you tired of winning? Winning what? What have we? I haven't won anything.
I'm talking about the president. The president. Are you tired of
polls coming up pretty soon, right, bro?
Well, you got about a half an hour left if you want to start doing polls.
So we kind of touched on it at the beginning of the show, but hold on, let me pull this up right quick. I want to see something on here. A lot of that's on my Facebook. I guess some of that we'll put up tomorrow. But oh, by the way, people, be careful eating shrimp. They got radioactive shrimp out there.
Yeah.
Cesium. What is it?
There's eggs too.
Yeah. Cesium 137. Which, by the way, cesium's man-made, isn't it? I thought cesium was a man-made. Yeah, cesium is man-made.
Cesium's a natural
I'll tell you what shrimps were pulled. It was called Aqua Sea, and they were cooked, and they're those salad shrimps, 150 to 200 count. We had to pull those.
They're little tiny ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these on here, it's got several different ones on here, actually. They got several numbers people you can go check for.
Good thing I don't eat shrimp on a regular basis. I used to.
Oh man!
So
if you, by the way, people, if you're listening and you're in the deep south, listen, people, if you're in the deep south, you live anywhere along the Gulf Coast.
Or if
don't
you
go
work
to
at
golf.
Work at a
No. This is different. Don't
sell seafood. Sometimes some of it falls in your lap.
Yeah, but this is not what I'm talking about. So if you live on the Gulf Coast, don't go out. Don't get in the water. If you got any kind of cuts on you, don't get it in your mouth. It's got a flesh-eating bacteria in it. It's already killed 2 people and puts 34 people in the hospital. It's nasty. Don't eat raw oysters, whatever you do, because it's in the oysters. It's in the seafood. Now, if you cook it to temperature, which I believe is 160,
160 degrees, yes,
you won't have to worry about it. So no, 160. One of the
but
first.
Have you ever had an oyster that was cooked 160 degrees?
Oh hell yeah, man! Grilled.
Yeah, they're not the same. They're not the same as raw, but with the Pernod and the spinach on top.
No,
Oysters Rockefeller is quite good.
Rockefeller, and there's a couple of them like that are pretty good. But the best oysters you're going to get is grilled oysters with. It's just garlic, butter, and Parmesan cheese is all it is. And
Radioactive Shrimps podcast. That's
it's just phenomenally good. I mean, they sell down here because we have Oysters Rockefeller and Oysters Armadine and a couple other ones besides that. There's one place you can go that sells you 4 different types of baked. Well, he likes to bake them. Most people don't want them baked; they want them braised or something. But it's the grilled oysters are fabulous because they just grill them in their shell on an open flame. You bring them to the table and eat them like they're candy. I stay away from because I can eat 2 dozen of them like they're just fucking nothing. Just pop. And well, you know, people, oysters are aphrodisiacs. Y'all better be careful. You eat too many of them.
They're nasty. They're nasty, slimy. They're gross. They are just.
You've never had them. You ever eat one grilled, dude? You won't be able to put them down. You'll be like, no, Jesus, man. Joe was right.
God Almighty, no. Ooh, gross. Yuck.
Yeah, when they're grilled, they're good. Actually, what Jay was talking about earlier, the Florentines are all good too. They got one where they use a cheese and it's like a prosciutto and a couple other little things.
If you take casino butter and put it on oysters, because it's Calamus Casino, but Oyster Casino, it's I always described it as pizza on a snot. It was actually pretty good, though.
That's all it was a freaking snot. Nasty
yes,
shit.
But see, down here they prefer to eat them raw, and the big ones about like this.
That's why you all are messed up down there.
They prefer to eat them raw and salty. It don't matter anywhere in the Gulf Coast, the whole Gulf Coast like that. When they're done, just the Gulf Coast, even the Atlantic coast and some of the Pacific.
You guys
coast.
don't even know how to eat. Oh God, gross! So gross.
And that's because we eat everything. There's nothing down here we don't eat.
Ew.
I was thinking the other day, man, they got this I was eating this stuffed flounder that's actually it's a crab meat, but it's got a couple of different shavings in it of different kinds of cheese, and even like a little almondine, and sometimes they're really, really good. And I was like, damn, this thing is good. Redfish, man, a good redfish. I like to cook a redfish on a grill too, usually with a butter and garlic.
Flounder is very good.
Yeah, it's
Butter and soul. So the flatfishes are very, very delicious.
Yeah,
let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that, because being in the supermarket in the meat department, we were also in charge of seafood. So whenever the sole would come in, the flounder would come in frozen. So we would put it out, and it will fall out. And what was really sick was all these little worms came out of the fillet. What they were eating, yeah, you seen these little worms come out when they were thawing out. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
That's why you're catching bitches alive, eating like that. Go down to the dock.
Thanks for that. I'm not ever buying flounder from any grocery store. Good tip, Sean. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
Maybe the aliens like them tasting like that. Who knows for sure?
I don't know, man. But I have had flounder at the restaurants. It's usually fried, and and I like crab. Crab is a bottom feeder. I like catfish. Catfish is a bottom feeder.
Yeah,
live on the
blue
bottom.
cats are really good. I love blue catfish. I'll eat a shitload of that. But here's the secret behind catfish too. You go to the store and buy the fillets. No, hold on. What you do is soak it in milk. You soak it in milk for about 4 hours, and what it takes out the musty smell of the catfish. You do that for cod, and you do that for any whitefish. Soak it in milk, and it takes that real strong flavor out.
Yeah, it just depends what you like. If you like a heavy fish flavor, then you don't want to soak it in milk. If you like a mild flavor, then you soak it in milk.
It sounds like too much work. I mean, Jesus, I go to the grocery store, I get a pound of beef, I throw it in a frying pan, I turn it brown, then I put stuff in.
You can go get catfish fillets. There's a lot of fillets you can buy. They're going to be.
Oh yes. I
There's a lot.
Peanut butter.
There's a lot of them you can buy.
Yes.
I live on the coast. I prefer to go get mine fresh, but there's a lot you can buy in the store that are pretty decent.
Blue cat. Well, we used to do down South Carolina. We didn't go out and get drunk. We just go on and fish for blue cats, and guys would throw out their nets.
Like a milkshake? Ew, I don't know about
that. We would net shrimp and just on an open flame, boil water and throw the shrimps in. Oh, yeah, that was good. That was fun. Saturday nights.
That's kind of what we would do. My dad and my brother and I, we'd get up on a early Saturday, like 4 a.m. and head towards the Chesapeake Bay. Then we would stop at one of the sports stores right before the Bay Bridge. We'd buy a fishing license for all three of us. And then we'd buy these things called dip nets. They're like little basketball nets that are closed on the bottom. And when they get to the bottom of the bay, they flatten out. And there's bait in the middle. You let it down there for a little bit. And then when you pick it up, it turns into a basket. And you catch things like crab. Well, we would catch a whole bunch of crab and then take them home to Rockville and boil the snot out of them and then eat them. They were very delicious.
Oh, blue crabs, yeah. Blue crabs are big.
Maryland blue crab, yes. Oh,
yeah.
My God.
Yes.
Nothing like eating
blue crabs are probably the
crab.
most eaten crab in the country.
Sure is.
Well, they bring the whole.
Hey,
They bring the whole
what
East
drug
Coast.
are you on tonight?
They go from Maine all the way down around Florida and all the way across to Louisiana and maybe it's even as far as Texas even.
I don't know. They're good to eat. I know that, man, and they're easy to catch. You can catch them. I got pods in my backyard.
They're stupid. All you need is a dip net and a chicken neck, and you let it sit down there 5 minutes. You pull it up.
Yeah, but see, if you do like I did, you put a fish head in there and stick them in a pod, throw the pod out there, man. You catch a couple dozen days.
That's all you, bud. No thanks.
No, I have not had horse stick at all. I never heard of it, buddy. Oh God, it's a cuisine in China.
You have to take the bone out of it first.
When my son was in China for 2 weeks, he ate duck tongue.
Duck tongue.
The tongue of a duck.
It's like
there's a bone in the middle.
So what?
It's a delicacy, man.
It was good.
I wouldn't try it, but Good for him.
Oh well, you heard them two guys that came from Britain, been touring the United States. Those two guys are hilariously funny.
I love them. They're great.
They got to eat some Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oh, lamb fries. Oh
no. He's like the guy's like, what
These
was
really
he?
good. What are
when
they?
The guy, it was so funny when they showed him. It was just like he's like, wow, well they're good. That's all he had to say.
Like
He
Chevy
was
Chase.
He's like, they're good, you know. Well, I mean, what else are you gonna say?
Funny.
What do you mean, Denise? Oh, Rocky Mountain. You don't know what they are? Look them up.
Lamb fries or Rocky Mountain oysters are lamb or ram testicles, depending on the breed.
Yeah, well, sometimes they're bull testicles too.
Or that.
Yeah. Sometimes they're. Don't ask me what. It depends what part of the country, and that's all.
You ever eat haggis? I have. Have you ever eaten blood pudding?
I've eaten blood pudding.
I've had it.
I've eaten
haggis
blood pudding.
Is good too.
No,
haggis
I'm
reminds me
Irish,
too
not
much
English.
of chitlins.
Thank you very much.
I'm Irish and I eat it. It's a delicacy over in Scotland.
I don't even like cabbage.
Oh man!
What's that
tomorrow night I'm gonna tell you
Rubens.
a good
recipe.
I'll give you a good recipe for cabbage. You'll love it, man.
I love cabbage. It's great.
Coleslaw. I like coleslaw.
Coleslaw's good.
Spotted dick. That's. I'm gonna behave myself because we're still live, so I'm gonna behave myself. Anyway, wait. I was talking about news. Y'all got me all sidetracked on some bullshit.
And now we're talking about eating exotic foods.
No, this is something I wanted to talk about. Hold on, let me go back and get it. Where did it go? So, what is that? Ceres, isn't that the name of that planet?
Ceres is
That's
not a planet.
Protoplanet. It's a protoplanet.
Yeah, protoplanet or large, extra large asteroid.
Yeah, well, they call it a protoplanet. So it says. Actually, I'm sorry. They call it this one calls it a protoplanet. This one calls it a dwarf planet. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says they found that it has a hidden energy source that has probably sparked alien life. Their words, not mine.
Do what now? It has a what that sparked it?
They said that it's got a hidden energy source that may have sparked alien life.
How does a rock in space have a hidden energy source?
Well, they always wanted to know what that light was. I guess they found out that it's some type of energy source. And
yes, light is in the energy spectrum, just like any kind of radiated energy, right? Isn't it?
But they're saying it's sparking life. Maybe it's got the building blocks of life in it.
Well, then it's got to have. Well, then there must be chlorophyll. If there's light, then they're detecting chlorophyll.
No, not necessarily. You don't have to have chlorophyll.
If I know that each light is chlorophyll.
No, it wouldn't be eating it. It would be sparking it off.
Yeah. I used to like watching that on the fan.
So you're saying that light on Ceres is bioluminescent?
Not light. Energy source on Ceres. They're not saying light. They're saying it's an energy source. Energy is energy. It doesn't, even if it gives off light, it doesn't have to be that kind of light. Oh. Yeah. It's like somebody the other told me, well, how the sun can't burn in space because there's no oxygen. I was like, you fucking kidding me.
AOC.
Right?
That was an AOC.
Yeah, it doesn't require oxygen.
it's a fucking reaction. I'm like, I was going to explain it to him, then I decided not
reaction.
I was going to explain it. I was like, you know what? Nope. If you're that dumb, I'm not going to waste my time on that.
Well, you know what, Jay? Out at sea on the fantail at night when the when the rotors are turning,
the screws,
see photoplankton.
Yes.
The screws,
yes.
You see photoplankton turn green. Yeah. It's beautiful.
You see the carpet of plankton behind you.
Yeah,
you can walk this beaches. You can walk down to where it just changes colors under your feet as you're walking. I want to know what this planet is. I mean, I've heard a lot about this planet over the years. This little protoplanet, little dwarf planet. I've heard a lot of shit about it. And if it's got the building blocks of life and it's sending it out into space, I want to know, where is it sending it to?
Is it in our galaxy, Joe?
It's right in our solar system, in between Mars and Jupiter.
Yeah, it's a big rock in the asteroid belt.
I think it's the biggest one in the asteroid, actually. Yeah, I think that's what they said.
If not the.
And then Oh, so the other night you and I were talking about the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, and all that wonderful stuff. So,
Aliens, yeah, oh yeah.
So we talked about the guy carrying the purse. Remember the guy we talked about? The guy carrying the purse.
Well,
So-
they have the guy with the hawk face, and he's carrying the purse, and he has the watch with the flower on it, and then they all have like a pine cone.
Yeah,
And
well,
sometimes the pine cone is being pushed into someone else's face.
The one I was looking at him, I thought he was a bird face, but I think he's a raptor, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a. I think
So
it's
the
a
other one's
Chinese-
definitely some type of reptilian. But when I looked at his beak, I was thinking it's a bird, but then I was thinking, no, it might be a raptor. So I ain't 100% sure about that one. But anyway, the other one was found 3,000 miles away in oh shit. It was 3,000. It was made 3,000 years ago. It was multicolored. They found this is what they found: a 3,000-year-old multicolored mural with fish stars and gods discovered in Peru. So this thing is on there.
You got the picture? Show it.
I don't think they had the picture. Hold on. You know what they did? Probably an article. Let me go see. I just got the article pulled up. Not the article. I just got the title pulled up. Hold on. Maybe I can find it like this because I got the title. It's because there was a picture. I do remember seeing a picture in it today, but I don't remember it being multicolored. To be honest with you, let's find out. So so I type in that, right? Oh,
Welcome back, Heidi.
I hit the wrong one. That's the one for the Ceres thing came up. I must have had that in the thing. Yes, they may have sparked life. You know what this reminds me of? I'm looking at this thing. It reminds me of the fucking Expanse.
Oh yeah.
When I'm looking at this big round rock with this big blue thing glowing in the middle of it, makes me think of the Expanse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little on the scary side, people. If y'all don't know what the Expanse is, just look it up and go watch it. Okay, where was this other one? Okay, here we go. This is the one we're looking for. Let's click on it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much of this stuff we're finding out. And then some guy got a disease that's like 18 million years old the other day.
Huh?
Oh, well.
Yeah, something from prehistoric. Well, actually, must have been longer than that because he said prehistoric times, and that's older than 18 million years. So I was kind of like, what the?
Prehistoric is like 11,000 years and on backwards. 11,500.
What the hell is going on here? We keep running into weird shit. Keep finding weird shit. Jack, you mean Atlas? If it's an alien, I don't know what it's doing. It doesn't seem to be coming around here, though.
Hey, Joe, what do you have down in the queue? It's been there all night.
Oh, that was probably whatever was left over from when we were playing some song earlier. I probably just didn't delete it out of there. Is this it? Let me see if this is it. Well, this don't look multi-murally colored to me, man. Whatever, people. An extraordinary discovery in my ass. Maybe this is it. Or maybe this is it. Let's see what this is. Hold on. Where are we at? Where are we at? Got a big fat cat. Where are we at? There we are. Let's see. Get rid of that. Hit the. I still don't like the way he did these buttons.
Yeah, no, they still confuse the shit out of me.
It's confusing. It really is.
Every time I use this thing, I click the wrong damn thing.
You want me to put that up?
Put us in. You got us in the queue. Put us in the thing.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Yep.
Okay, go thing. What the fuck? Just go. Okay.
The 3,000-year-old mural that defies time. Imagine uncovering a 3,000-year-old mural so vivid it looks like it was painted
there it is.
yesterday.
Make it bigger. Make the square. There you go.
In northern Peru, at a site called Huaca Yolanda, archaeologists have revealed a multicolored 3D mural depicting fish, stars,
Hit that square in the bottom corner there, Joe.
It's completely unique for the region, truly
Where the hell- where'd they
unprecedented
go?
on one side. A
You gotta go
soaring
down
bird
there,
may be
it
a
is.
falcon or eagle with geometric motifs.
Fuck
On
it.
the other, fish, stars, shamans,
They're not gonna let me
and
have
even
it. I
fishing
guess
nets.
they ain't gonna do it.
All painted in vibrant blue, yellow, red, and black,
You have to
surviving
be on that
millennia
page.
intact. This is no Inca creation. It's
You're
Yeah,
on
I'm
this
on
page,
there.
you can't do it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
see. I
Weird.
stopped it. I stopped it and it won't let me do it. That's a bullshit. I wonder what that's
Weird.
about. It's only in cell phone, I guess.
far older, dating to Peru's formative period between 2000 and 1000 BC, 3000 years before the Incas.
Yeah.
Now they have a guy with the pine cone and the bag and the watch.
Yeah, they got that. One of the things they
The
found
mural
was
was buried intentionally, perhaps to preserve it, or built over it and remarkably survived. Now, however, threats loom, looters, heavy farm machinery, and erosion could erase this window into ancient artistry. Archaeologists are urging Peru's Ministry of Culture and Heritage organizations to add urgent protection. Fencing and surveillance are needed to save this rare glimpse into
This is
ancient
obviously
coastal
AI
tradition
enhanced, isn't
visual. Fade to black with question text. What other secrets lie buried beneath the sand? What other mysteries lie hidden just
Who
beneath the
knows?
surface?
Who knows? But it's cool. But I noticed they didn't show you very much of it. What was that about?
Well, the pine cone and the watch and the handbag are motifs. Even the statues on Easter Island, the Moai on Easter Island, when they unburied them, guess what they found out? Some of them are carrying handbags and have watches with flowers on them.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Yep. The temple is surrounded by 21 tombs that date between 1000. It is located in Neolithic architecture and were reused by the Inca Chimu culture, religious practices.
Oh, wow. Case in those.
So maybe a spring was once located. A connection.
It sucked, whatever that was.
Thank you very much for watching this news update from Ancient
I do want to
Architects.
see something.
If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.
You don't want to leave a comment below other than to go tell you to jump off a bridge somewhere.
You know what? Kaysen says the pine cone is the pineal gland.
People have said that, yeah.
So why would they be walking around carrying it? Shouldn't it be in their fucking head somewhere?
Yeah, and then in some cases they're like pushing it into another person's mouth. Yeah.
I don't know, people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's all over. The motif is all over the world. It spans the globe.
It's very strange that it pops up.
Yeah, the 8-petaled flower
No,
on the
what are you talking about? Peru's
motif
an
is
island.
all over the world.
Peru's not an island. Peru's down there in South America.
Peru is on the continent of South America.
Yeah, you're thinking of the one that's a U.S. not a Commonwealth. What do they call them? A territory. Yeah, that's who you're thinking of. For some reason, I can't think of my name, but it starts with. No, he's talking about the. I just keep wanting to say Peru, but it's. I'm pretty sure it starts with a P too. Yeah, it went right out of my brain, but. Puerto Rico, yeah, that's what you're thinking about. Yeah, no, it's not the same place. Puerto Rico is an island, and Peru is not. Yes, Peru is way down in South America. Yeah,
Well, it's one of the longest countries on the planet, I think, isn't it?
It's weird. Well, you just look it up on the map.
Hey, Google, what's the longest country on the planet?
Chile. On the website gov.cl,
Chile.
they say, Chile, the longest and narrowest country in the world, is flanked on each side by the Cordillera de los Andes Mountains and the Pacific Ocean.
Hey, Google, what's the second longest country in the world?
Canada. On the website Britannica.com.
It's not Peru.
It's in Canada, man. I guess that's true, Canada.
Hey, Google, stop.
You know, that's enough, Google. We don't need to know no more.
That's funny.
Even the Canadians weren't interested in hearing that. Thank you.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. And let's see. Kamala Harris doesn't have her security detail anymore.
Oh, she lost it.
It was taken away from her. So they're only supposed to give it to him for 6 months. For some reason, Joe Biden said she could have it for a year. I guess Donald Trump said you can have it for 8 months. That's enough. We'll compromise.
Well, yeah. What does she need it for? I mean, she's not popular anymore, anyhow.
Yeah, well, she just did a big fundraiser in California.
Yes, she did, and nobody showed up, Joe.
That's what I heard.
Yes. They had video of it. No one showed up.
U.S. Announces it will deny Palestinian authorities, Palestinian Authority president and other officials ahead of they're not going to let them into the UN general meeting.
Wow.
There's nothing the UN can do about it because it's on our territory. Israel recovered bodies of 2 hostages. Yeah, it sucks.
I'd like to ask you guys this because I still don't understand it. How is hostage exchange 2 dead people or 7 dead people? Or even
I think these were just picked up from like one of the raids or something.
But why are we holding out these guys are holding these people's dead relatives as hostage still, which I think is bizarre. Why aren't we just why isn't the whole world just stomping these idiots out?
Because they still have some live ones.
How many? 5?
I don't know.
We don't know that, buddy.
Ask Google. Google might know.
Hey, Google, how many hostages does Hamas still have that are living?
According to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, holding hostages. According to
Hey, Google, stop.
I'm surprised she answered, to be honest with you. They never answer questions like that.
She's going to tell us how to begin holding hostages.
They don't, my phone will answer questions like that. But if I ask Alexa, she'll be like, well, I'm just a dumbass and I don't want to talk to you no more.
But even so, I mean, even if there are still, 20, is that not acceptable losses?
No.
You guys are in the military.
Your citizens. I know. In a military standpoint, it is, but
the only citizens that we have left over there are dead. So I mean,
but in a political standpoint, it is not. He can't do it. He would be just as bad as them if he did it. So he can't do it. As far as I know, there is no more Americans that are alive. So
that's what I'm saying. So why not just go ahead and
But there are Israelis, and that's who's doing the war. We're not fighting a war, so we're not over there doing anything.
We're providing aid and assistance and weaponry and
not as much as I thought we were. Not much.
Not too much.
I was surprised. I thought we were supplying way more than we are, but and a lot of what they're getting, they're buying. Get that shit.
Oh yeah, I mean,
well, and he
Trump is not going to give it away for free.
And he said he ain't giving Zelensky nothing long range because he's just going to go blow up.
He will shoot Moscow. Yes.
Yes, and then that gets us into shit because we gave the missiles that could shoot Moscow. He says he's got his own now.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's not good.
He might have his own. I mean, they're pretty good about doing technology over there, and he's got more sophisticated drones. Look, he wants to blow shit up. That's his business. As long as it's not our shit that's doing it, because I don't care what anybody says. If we give somebody 500-ton bombs, that could make it to St. Petersburg or make it to Moscow. That's just as well as we're shooting some bitches ourselves. You have a gray crawling out of your ear, man.
This is a Russian blue.
It's a gray alien. It's just making you think it's a Russian blue.
Hey Joe, that's his new babies.
His new babies. I don't know why he don't send them to us. We can have them for dinner.
This one is only 9 or 10 weeks old.
Ooh, it means to be tender.
Captain Kirk and Spock.
Captain Kirk and Spock. No, he'll get more.
Boris and Natasha.
Oh, okay.
As in, come quickly, Boris, darling. We must get moose and squirrel.
Okay, I can deal with that. That's cool.
Yeah, because they're Russian blues, Boris and Natasha.
It's what is this? Who said
Makes
this?
perfect sense.
All right. I was laughing the other day. I get this letter about the blood type study thing. And I'm like, yeah. What about it? And the guy goes, I heard you invented it. I said, invented it? I said, no, I'm probably the one who broke it. I don't know if I'm the one who invented it, though.
Right.
And he's like, no, and he's from some other country. He's like, you invented it. I'm like, look. I said, I'm the one that discovered that there was a link between the extraterrestrials and their particular blood types. I said, but invented it. I don't know how what do you mean by invented it? I said, but you're the guy who put it out there. I'm like, yes, I'm the guy who put it out there. Because he was telling me about some woman who has changing it and making stuff out of it. So I sent him, the base research, and I said, here, next time you hear her say that you use this to beat her up with, and if that don't work, roll it up in a ball and swat her in the head. He started laughing. Well, people, it's common, but see, this is what's funny about this. About 20 years ago, we did it. We started a study. The study even goes on still today, but we put all the information out on the web. Now, if you type in like blood type study with extraterrestrials, you'll be lucky to see my name. It's not even my name. You actually should see International Community of Alien Research, but it doesn't matter. Or ICAR. One of the two should be up there. But you'll start seeing names of people you ain't never heard of, or famous ufologists, or people like over at like Gaia TV and all saying that, oh, we understood it. No, bullshit. Nobody even talked about it until we put it out there. No one. And we did it on Coast to Coast 20 years ago, and they barely got talked about it. We did it on Ancient Aliens, and everybody all of a sudden they invented it. See, that's what gets me aggravated about ufologists. The problem for ufology is you're only as good as your last good thing. And I understand that if you're in this to to stroke your stroke, or to just get the TV time, or to try to make some money, I can understand that. But I'm not here for that, people. I'm here for the truth. And I don't mind sharing with you, but if people are going to be like that, that's why I haven't shared other stuff that I know.
Mm-hmm. It's not fun to share your toys if you're going to be mean with it. And
that's right. I said, don't throw my toy at my head, and I won't share it. Because I've learned some stuff recently that would fucking rack y'all's brains. But you know what? Maybe one day when y'all all growed up and the aliens come to say hi, you might get to see the truth. What do you mean? Did I see aliens? You mean did I see a picture of aliens standing on Atlas? I said, you know what? I have seen two pictures. One picture has 3 people standing there. One picture has 5 people standing there. Now, I forgot how fast this thing was hurling its ass through space. I got some issues with that. Maybe it has a force field around it. Not that anybody said it does, but
I have not seen that, Kason. Have you guys seen Into the Unknown by Giorgio Tsoukalos, whatever his name is?
Yes,
Giorgio Tsoukalos. No, I have not.
Giorgio.
When did it come out? Is it new?
Hey, you guys, I got to get going. Got to work.
Yes, take it easy tomorrow, man.
I will. I'll be here tomorrow night.
Stuff some of the radiation shrimp and some people's meat, send it home. I want to see more glowing humans,
Sounds like a plan, brother. Hey, good night, everybody.
It's good rest, baby.
See you, Sean.
Good night, Kason.
We're getting ready. No. Sean's leaving because we're getting ready to wrap up. But what kind of question? Why did I vote for Trump? You know what? Trump's 2 elections, the only 2 times I hadn't voted for a president in all the presidential elections. And there's no real way to explain it. First time, I liked Trump much better than I liked Hillary.
Yeah.
But frankly, I found them both to be evil fucks. So I said, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. Second time, in 2020, I knew he was going to lose, even though he should have won. All the numbers said he should have won, but I knew he was going to lose. I don't know how I knew. I just knew. And then the third time, with every court case in their mama against him, I'm like, well, maybe he is just a no good bastard. No, that's not true. I never thought that. But I didn't figure he needed my vote. No, and because it's always been the lesser of two evils with Trump. You know, he never ran against somebody who's clean and good candidate. You know, come on, I wasn't going to vote for Hillary no matter what. And if I actually thought she was going to win, I would have voted for Trump. It's no, I just and Kamala, I would have moved. I would have been one of the people. You had people whine to move out of the country. If Kamala would have won, I would have been one of them people.
Yeah.
I couldn't have lived here. There's just no way. Especially
we'd be in the middle of a world war, the escalation of a world war at this point by now.
Yeah, especially all the criminality stuff. You know, we found all that stuff. We've been finding all the stuff that the Dems were doing. We'd have never found any of this out, and it would have just got worse. So I'm behind him. I back him. I talk about him all the time. He hasn't given me any reason to think he's any more than what he says he is. I haven't seen where he's trying to take over the country. You know, taking over the country is not moving into one city; it's moving into the state. Well, in DC it is because it's just one city, but LA is only one city in California. Now, if he starts putting guard in every city, then it's different. But he's not doing that. Whoa, here y'all go. So Newsom. He bitch slapped Newsom. So Newsom has pulled all of his state police and started doubling them up in 5 cities. See what a little shakeup will do for a state. Because Trump showed how you could get crime down. So now he's got to do it. And he keeps trying to say, oh, crime's down. Crime's not. It's like when he was saying it in New York, the mayor finally admitted, like, well, you know, that was some states that some Democratic company did. Because Joe Biden, the state actually, I mean, the federal government actually said it was worse than that. And then they found out things like this one. Murders were down 24%, but yet they were 4th highest murder rate in the United States. So how many people were getting killed the year before that?
Well, what about that? What about that idiot Mayor Brass who was saying in the middle of the riots, two square city blocks were literally on fire, and she says, "Oh, we have it under control. We've called in help from 45 counties in other states." That's not under control. That's calling in help from 45 other places outside your jurisdiction to help you put out fires.
Everything's still burning, so that didn't.
That's not under control in any way, sense, or form.
Well, no, in DC they just have they don't have the whole National Guard. They got some National Guard there walking around taking care of things. And that's what they were doing in LA. But well, no, a lot of people from Chicago is asking to come to Chicago. They're tired of being. It's mostly black people that are writing to it. They wanted to come to Chicago. The place is a disaster, and you can't really blame them. Every time I listened to a whole group of about 1,000 people talking to their mayor the other day, and he sucks. He's just Chicago's mayor just sucks. There's no other way to put it other than he sucks. No, Chris. Last I heard, they were closing down Alcatraz.
Yeah,
the alligator. The alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, shut it down. Well, don't worry. If they get really busy, they'll let them open it back up. And actually, they're only supposed to be shutting down one side because it wasn't under a permit or something. But they decided to close the whole thing. Yeah, they done got rid of all them people, doofuses. Nobody's been paying attention.
Well, they're not rid of yet. They'll be moved out within the next few days.
Oh no, they've been sending them out on planes for days. That's what they're talking about. Yeah, they've been shipping them out plane after plane.
They're not done yet. They're still moving them.
No, yeah, they're going to be moving them for a little bit while longer. And the one side they got out early on. Oh, and I love this. Let me go find this. Hold on. Let me see if I got this. Where is my Facebook? Oh, I don't think I have Facebook on this computer, John. Let me go see. No, I don't. Oh, no. Get out of here. I don't think. I don't think. Let's try this one. I'm not going looking for codes thing. It's No, don't go there either. Oh, damn it. But Jay, you're going to have to go look on my Facebook page, man. Oh, wait, maybe not. There's a, let me see if I can find it on here before we go. All right, where's Facebook on here? Let's see, where it's at.
All right, what am I looking for?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. It's a clip. It's a clip. It's like a long-haired woman. You can see her face. When you play it, it's a clip of they're talking about
Paradox.
Yeah, I think they're talking about the cages in. I guess play it and let's find out. It's supposed to be the cages in, where they're keeping everybody.
Jesus is the Messiah?
No, that ain't it. It's just hold on. Why did he let me go to my page? Okay, go to my Facebook page. Thank you very much. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can find it now. Let's see us. Hold on.
What was the one with long hair?
No, that ain't it. It's
34 felony charges slowly fading away.
That was a pretty good one there. That was oh, come on, thing. Let me back on my page. It's the one right below it. The one right below the girl with the long hair. The one that says it's a TikTok video. Kind of looks like a Hispanic guy.
Nige Cummings.
Where it says it's RUEBNEKA Kyle. Ruben Kyle, I guess is what it is, one word. But it's like the second video coming down from the top.
Can you hear this?
Or the third video. He looks kind of like let me see if I take it on the whole page what it tells me. Yeah, it says someone snuck in a cell phone at Alligator Alcatraz.
No, I haven't seen that. That's on your page? That's what you're looking
on
for?
my page. Yeah, it's on my page. It's the third one down on my page. There's us, then the girl with long hair, and then this guy.
Okay, on the Joe Montel page, there's a girl with long hair. It's the first one. Then the guy with a beard from TikTok, and then
Yeah, that's him, the guy with the beard from TikTok. Try that one and see. I think it's him. Oh, it's worth the video, goofballs, if we can get it to work.
Is that it?
I don't see anything. Forgot to put it on.
Want me to put it up?
Yeah, I want you to put it up.
Oh, okay. Where the hell are
Just slapping people. Just
lost.
slap his ass. Yeah, it's just a clip. The guy's talking about how the kids are being mistreated and being held and all this stuff in the Alligator Alcatraz. They're just not being taken care of.
All right. Back to here. Put it up.
Yep, that's him. Why has he got all that other shit with it?
Crap.
Fine. I cannot believe that we are living during a time where an administration is okay.
There you go.
Alcatraz, and the pictures they took are horrifying. I cannot believe that we are living during a time where an administration is okay with treating human beings this way in such a grotesque, such an inhumane way of life. And other reports are suggesting that they're having to sleep on the ground, sometimes even sharing blankets, going dehydrated, or even days without being fed. This Trump administration. Oh, it's not the Trump administration? That's the Obama administration. Well, that definitely changed the entire script because now liberals were all amped up, ready to share the heck out of this video because it would shame Donald Trump and his administration for Alligator Alcatraz. But now that you found out that this whole video was just to set you up so that you could know what liberals were silenced on, what liberals refused to report on, everything that took place during the Obama administration, nobody was against ICE, no one was against children in cages, nobody was against these individuals not being fed, many of them dehydrated, others complaining that they would go days without being fed. But because everybody hates the Cheeto Man, they want to bash Alligator Alcatraz.
Good note to end the show on. Just
Wow.
something for people to think about. Because, you know, when it came across, I'm like, oh, this asshole. And then I started noticing, I said, well, that don't look like Alcatraz. And I was like, uh-oh. And then he starts talking. I'm like, oh, he got him. I mean, and it's true. Obama was rough. Nobody talked about it. Every now and then you get some Republicans down there, but nobody really talked about it. He deported 8 million people. 8 million people. I'm you know what? It's probably one of his best things he ever did. But none of you Democrats cared how he did it, as long as he did it. And
as long as it worked, right?
yes, because you know why he did it? Because that was the 8 million people that George Jr. let in, Baby Bush let in. Yeah, he had that open door policy. And then y'all had to kick those voters out because those were, you know, Republican voters. And then Biden had to let in some new Democratic voters, but Trump kicking their asses out the country. So it's a game. And no, you don't look. Don't believe me. Go back. You can go back. Every president, even candidates running like Hillary Clinton, you can hear him saying this, that the immigration in our country is out of control and needs to be dealt with all the way back. I mean, we're talking 100 years. Easy. Go listen for yourself. And every now and then a president does something about it. It's like the deficit. You hear about it all the time. Every now and then the last president did anything about it was Bill Clinton. But Reagan left him some key things. So that was kind of nice of Reagan.
Yeah.
Reagan left him some debt too, but still he left him some key things. But he still did it. And looks like Trump might do it this time. So think about this. He's getting $500 billion a month. Pretty soon that's gonna get up 500 billion, yeah. Pretty soon that's gonna get up to $1 trillion. So right now it's 500 billion, so $1 trillion every 2 months, 6 trillion a year. So he's got 15 trillion, 16 trillion in business coming in the country, and he can generate 6 trillion. Yeah, he can generate another 18. He can actually pay the deficit off before he leaves.
Really?
We could be a deficit-free country.
Hmm.
And if he gets it up to $1 trillion a month, he can pay it off before his last year is over with. I don't know. He pays off the deficit and gets the Nobel Peace and ends the wars. He's gonna go down.
It's already ended. President. How many?
Some people say 7. I've counted 6, but still, 6 still is a good number. 2 of these wars have been going on for a long time too. Yeah. Well, no, they count him ending the war between Israel and Iran. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just leave that at that. But they count that. Yeah. Hey, look, it was a war. They ended it. But anyway, we gotta go. We gotta end the war because I need some food.
But in the war,
and some more food and some sleep and some more food.
Yeah.
If y'all are at Dragon Con, I hope everybody's having a great time at Dragon Con. I got a lot of friends there.
Out of here before they destroy my entire office.
Be sure to stop by the Writers of the Futures booth and give John, Emily, and Sarah a hug. Tell them Joe said hi. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Enjoy yourself. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be here with Carmen. He'll be my guest host tomorrow, and then we'll be seeing Dragon John at Dragon Con. And then we have the guests at that, and then we have the chat. And we're just going to talk about strange things tomorrow. On that note, goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow. Da, 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 da. That's right. Subscribe, people. Subscribe. I like